Yeah.
I see the usual gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
That's what I meant. Amanda
There
in
she is.
Orem.
Right with it there.
Orem.
Amanda in Orem,
Orem.
is a sexy thing in Orem. Just ask anybody in Orem.
Just ask Amanda.
Because on this day in 1948, Larry Ferguson,
Larry.
the keyboard player for Hot Chocolate, was born.
That song didn't make it to number one. It was number two. And Hot Chocolate is a British band.
Oh.
And which I didn't know until today.
Yeah.
And what kept that out of the number one spot? Queen.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
You can't fight that, I'm afraid.
It's interesting that the producer, Mickey Most, who produced that song, said, I don't know, this song is not going to be a hit. It was a B, so he made it a B-side.
B-side.
Yeah. Well, let's see, what was the A-side song? It'd be interesting to see what Mickey thought was better than that.
Let me see if I can find it.
It was, I've got it here somewhere. Oh, Bohemian Rhapsody was the Queen song that was holding the number one spot. Blue Night, Hot Chocolate, Blue Night.
Never heard of it.
Never heard it. But Mickey said that was the hit.
Let me see.
Sexy Thing was not going to be a hit. And I can't imagine
Blue Nights.
where it says it was the B-side of a Hot Chocolate single, Blue Night.
It's also sexy time.
Kind of moody.
As the day breaks,
Oh, not as
This is a good song, but
I mean, yeah. But
find me creeping from another.
if you're saying one of these is going to be a hit, it's obvious that it's You Sexy Thing.
I would think so.
Maybe he was nervous about sexy. Maybe
Mickey
sexy.
Most, nah.
Maybe sexy made him nervous. Maybe he thought radio stations wouldn't play it.
He had, he was behind hits for many, many bands. Mickey Most, Herman's Hermits, The Animals, Donovan, Lulu, Susie Quattro.
Well, he was wrong about this one.
He produced hits for all of those bands.
Is this a Guardians, Carrie?
No, it's the one that I submitted to
I
James
think that
Gunn.
every time, don't I?
I submitted it to James Gunn and said this could be in a soundtrack.
Yeah.
And he tweeted back, "I got this." It's all right.
Hey, don't tell me how to do my job, okay?
Basically, yeah.
But Carrie, you have said it enough that I
you
I
believe
have
it.
started to believe it. That's that's how facts happen.
That's how the Trump
Trump-
administration operates.
Exactly. That's
Say
how
it.
facts happen.
The beautiful tariffs. You say it long enough, and
The Sexy Thing was so it was a good hit for them, and then it was a hit about 10 years later when they used it in The Full Monty. It hit the charts again. What's this?
I don't like it.
No.
another Hot Chocolate song.
They're still around.
Still touring?
That's what it says, 1992 to the present. Broke up for a while, but came back.
They've got that same guitar sound in every.
Well, it's because they have the same guitar player.
No, it's the same. It's the same. It's not how he's playing. It's the tone of it. Is the he doesn't change it at all.
It's because he likes it. Yeah, these are not. No.
You said.
Oh, I remember this song. Well, somebody else did this too.
What's it called?
Emmeline, I think.
Just Emma.
Is it just called Emma? Somebody else did this song.
Oh,
There's For Emma by Bon Iver. Emma by Andrew Barth Feldman.
Maybe this is the one I've heard because I'd recognize that.
I'm sort of disappointed in Hot Chocolate.
And you should be.
Well,
I sort of expected more.
Gina, but don't let them know. It'll hurt their feelings.
I expected to hear some of these and go, "Wow, I need to spend some time today with Hot Chocolate." But
I expect more from you, Hot Chocolate.
but but I don't. I think I've heard enough.
You've heard enough. No, those two songs.
Those two songs.
Sure.
But do you really need more?
I like when we're farting around and I am pleasantly surprised by something and introduced to something new. And I'm just I've had enough of you. Hot chocolate is my sign off, by the way.
Well, don't if any of you people out there listening right now run into Hot Chocolate, please don't tell them what she said because it'll just break their hearts.
No, I mean I enjoy those two songs. But most bands don't ever have two songs.
Yeah.
Some very rarely have one.
Yeah. See, now she's
Most
trying to
have
make
none.
it better in case you do run into Hot Chocolate. Now you can say, no, she said it was great that you had two hit songs.
hit songs.
Yeah.
I'm not going to run into Hot Chocolate. I'm never in Wendover,
That'd be where likely you would run.
where you'd see them, I
probably.
think. All right, there you go.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
There you go.
All right, that's it. We're going to take a break, and then we'll come back with your check-ins, if you've a mind to do it. 877-602-9696. That's the number. You can call us. We'd like to hear from you in the morning. 877-602-9696. Or you can text us if you like, 33986. All right.
Living space. I was telling Bill, I don't know how much they spent on that jingle. Well worth every
It's
penny.
catchy. And it makes you think, I need to freshen things up.
Sure.
Get some new furniture. Living Spaces has a huge selection. Free next day shipping. I was actually just on their website looking at it. I'm like, I could get that tomorrow. Or you can go into one of their store locations.
Might as well.
They have 2 in Salt Lake. In Draper, located just off I-15 and Bangor Highway, and Draper's furniture retail hotspot, that whole area there is where you can go shop. Clearfield, located off I-15, 700 South. Nice thing is the salespeople there, they're non-commission based. So they're going to help you out, but don't feel pressured into buying something you don't need or want because no commission there. Stores have a cafe. You can hang out, relax, watch TV. They have dirty sodas there if you like, little snacks, play area for the kids, and you can do your shopping at Living Spaces.
Living Spaces. $6:20. Let's get this over with.
Yep, you bet. On for that. We will officially begin the program, then we'll go to your check-ins, 877-602-9696, or 33986 is the text number you can use. Do we have a sponsor here, Gina?
Sure do. Participate in the Utah Division of Consumer Protection's free annual Declutter Day event Friday, April 18th at the University of Utah's Guardsman Lot. Safely destroy your sensitive documents, household items, and discard outdated medication. Visit dcp.utah.gov/declutter for details.
The moon is 97.9% of full. Looks good. Looks good today.
Beautiful.
It's a waning gibbous moon. You still got time to see it, I think. The moon will set today at 7:18 a.m.
Right up there.
Yeah, right there. Today, you can all see that when Carrie points there, can you?
Right up there.
Yeah. It's Monday. It's the 14th day of April in the year of our Lord 2025. And it is International Moment of Laughter Day.
Moment
of
laughter.
I got to get home today. I'm going to cut my toilet in half.
Huh?
Yeah, my half-ass brother's coming to town.
Oh,
See? It's supposed to be a moment of laughter there.
see.
a moment.
A moment of laughter. It's National Ex-Spouse Day. Everybody should have at least one ex-spouse.
We
I
all
think.
do.
Some of us have more than one. Well, not here in this room, but it's National Look Up at the Sky Day. When was the last time you just stopped and looked up at the sky?
Just now.
National Pecan Day. Ooh. And National Dolphin Day. And this is an all-new edition of the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. Kerry Jackson right there, putting on his work hat. I'm Bill Allred. tapping my papers over here. There's Gina Barberi over there, another lord of morning radio. Katie, for short, is our fine producer. She's behind me in the producer's booth, and I'm convinced that Katie makes faces at me a lot during the show.
Yep, she does.
Yeah. And let's see, Allison. Is it Allison in there? Allison? Yeah, hi, Allison. And it's the dog is there. There he is, sleeping on his bed.
Rough life that dog has.
Sure, it's a dog's life, isn't it?
Yes.
And we'll go to your check-ins now. I did want to acknowledge the people who came to my remote on Saturday. Paul Johnson, very nice guy. Michael McDonald came to my remote. Yeah, he said I'm the other one. He said, and Cammie, the mixer driver, and Aaron Howe, who used to work for Dr. Jones, but he doesn't work for Dr. Jones anymore because Dr. Jones sold the company.
He did.
But Aaron Howe still works there.
Oh,
yeah, so there you go.
All right.
Now check-ins on the phone.
Let's begin with Shane.
Hello, Shane. Where are you today?
Hello, good morning, Lords.
Hi.
I'm good, how are you?
Good. You in Layton, is that what I see?
I am in Layton, yes.
What's going on?
Oh my gosh. I'm never up early this early in the morning.
Yeah.
Been on a prednisone deal for the last 3 days.
it's hard to sleep
You
when
got
you're
the
on that.
got the roid rage,
It's
don't you?
impossible to sleep with.
Are you yelling
Yeah.
at your family?
No, but I'll tell you, I got a cat that I'm ready to take out and let him go.
Get out of here, cat.
He's an evil little cat.
Yeah. Why is
No,
your cat evil?
Well, he likes to pee on myself and my wife and put him in his box, and did that like twice last night.
Yeah.
The little sucker wouldn't go, and so he decided to pee on the bed.
Yeah, he's
Tabbies are evil.
he's got some psychological problems.
He
That's
definitely
what's
does.
that's
They-
what's going
They do
on.
that on purpose.
Yeah. This is something about
Yeah.
I don't think he likes you and you don't like him, so I would say you'd be perfectly justified in turning him into the authorities.
I love this little cat, though. He's such a pain in the butt.
Oh,
We've had him
well,
for
there you
15
go.
years.
Yeah.
15 years?
And I think his
Oh, my.
brother and sister. I think his brother and sister would miss him. So
Now wait.
can't do that.
Now wait, has he just started doing this then? In the 15 years you've
No,
had
he's done
him?
it forever. He's done it forever.
Well, you do love that cat, don't you?
I would have got rid of him a long time
You
ago.
gotta have-
You're either patient and I don't know. It's something else.
hanging on to the
So
little
I decided
pisser.
I'd hit the. Yes, he is a little pisser for sure.
Yeah. So
But he's adorable.
you decided what?
So I decided to hit the gym this morning, and
Well, you
some
got
of that.
you got the steroids in you. You might as well.
Make good use of your time
That's right,
being
not
up.
the right kind though. I don't know. So
Hey, steroids are
figured.
steroids.
All right, Shane. Thank you.
Good
all right,
luck.
Well, you guys have a great day.
You
Yep,
too.
you too. See ya.
Bye.
Let's go to Richard.
Hi, Richard in Centerville. What's going on there today?
Well, how you guys doing today?
Well,
I appreciate
thank you.
letting me listen again.
Sure.
you.
Mhm.
And I went to the Bernie Sanders AOC last night, 20,000 strong.
Yeah,
the
wow.
energy there was just fantastic.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah, there were so many people there. I mean, the Huntsman Center holds, I think, 15,000 or something like that. There were 20,000
Yeah,
people
5,000
there.
outside.
Yeah,
Yep, there were a lot outside.
yeah, amazing.
That bodes well. That makes me
Well,
happy.
I just hope that everyone who attended remembers to vote.
yeah, it's fine to go to that.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Well, how long was it? How long were you there?
We got there about 3 o'clock and, waited in line for half an hour. They got us in pretty fast, and we were out at 8:30. But they had 2 really good bands that played, and a lot of good speakers.
They had our friend.
Heidi K. Howe
Yeah,
and
Dallin?
Talia
Dallin.
Keys.
Oh, Talia Keys played?
Uh-huh.
Oh, good.
excellent.
Yeah, she was awesome.
Yep.
She was really awesome.
And were the remarks made by Bernie and AOC, were they inspirational?
Very.
Good.
Yes.
Okay. Again, let's
Really told the truth.
Glad to hear it.
remember that feeling, okay? Because we have a short memory here in the nation.
Keep it going.
We'll talk about it coming up in the news, too.
All right.
Thanks for checking in with us.
Awesome.
Thank you. Okay. Lisa in Roy. Am I the only person who automatically thinks of the Simpsons episode with the chimpanzee who is dancing to that song?
Yes.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
I don't
Full
remember it.
Monty, but
Yeah.
Sketchy Blake of Ogden checking in.
I think of my old girlfriend.
Mixer driver Shane checking in from the new Provo Temple.
What are you doing? Are you doing your endowments this morning?
no, I
Shane?
think he's like
Oh, he's
bringing
bringing cement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I talked to Cammie, who came to my remote. She drives one of them cement trucks and loves it.
Troy from Riverton checking in. Zane of Dallas checking in. Guess where my wife
Oh,
is?
come on now.
Dang, come on, Zane.
Does she
really?
have like a frequent punch pass or something?
In the hospital again?
Let's see. Does Handsome Bill Allred watch sports on TV? Who's doing sports? I believe Amy Donaldson will be here.
I occasionally watch sports on TV.
Let's see. Right Wing Wade checking in. Kilroy was here checking in from the most pleasant of groves. Richard, who's not a dick, checking in.
Yeah, that's what you say.
Patrick, the friendly neighborhood middle school teacher, checking in. Back from a week on the beach.
Oh, nice.
Mike in Nashville checking in. Made it home safely.
Good for you, Mike, and
Thanks again for all the stuff, Mike.
You were very nice. I really enjoyed the Goo Goo clusters.
Yes.
Those were particularly tasty. I'd forgotten how good those are.
Thanks again for a great experience. Hi to Cassie and Chelsea. Checking in last night, Bernie AOC was exclamation point. Second best Palm Sunday I've ever experienced.
Second best Palm Sunday.
Perry City listener checking in. We broke out the fire pit and cooked some hot dogs and s'mores over the weekend.
So Palm Sunday, Gina.
Yeah.
Have you ever done the ash on the forehead?
Well, that's
Isn't that when you do that?
Ash Wednesday.
Oh, that's Ash Wednesday.
The palms
That's right.
from Palm
That's right.
Sunday
That's right.
are what they burn to make the ashes
Yeah.
for Ash Wednesday.
And have you done that?
Ever?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Mishak of Erda checking in while enjoying the pink moon on the horizon.
Yeah.
Tristan from the most west of Jordan's checking in. Happy WrestleMania week to those who celebrate. Ella the Nanny, thanks for letting me listen. Johnny B checking in, listening while sanding a bunch of nail holes filled with putty through my house to get ready for paint. Michaela Verino checking in. Everybody look at the moon.
Paint's one of the last things. Johnny B must be getting
He must be close.
Hope so.
Rye from Orem checking in. Back from a week in the hospital.
I think he told me he does every single bit of the house construction himself.
Really?
By himself.
Zoology teacher Vanessa, Dominic from Clearfield, woodworker Willie, Cindy from the sunniest of sunsets. Bill, your half-assed brother reminds me of my neighbor who lost the left side of their body in a horrible car accident. Don't worry, they're all right.
They're all right. I get it.
Kevin from Layton.
Moment of laughter day.
Bernie and AOC came outside and talked to us, those of us who couldn't get in. There you go. Traffic, Gina, please.
Well, the only report is coming from Infiniteam reporter Right Wing Wade checking in from I-15. Both lanes moving along nicely. And I would agree, Wade, as I'm looking at the UDOT cameras. Looks like we have a great commute right now so far. That changes, or you want to let us know what you're seeing out there. Infiniteam is everybody, so text us 33986. Altabank. No, I'm sorry. Altabank. They even went to the trouble of putting a pronouncer on here. Altabank.
But it's ALTA.
Altabank.
It's ALTA.
Altabank.
Alta.
Your
Is it Alta
It's
or
Alta.
Alta?
It's Alta. I know it's weird. It should be Alta because we're here, but no, they're not from here. And
They're insisting that we
it's
call
Alta.
it Alta.
Has your back with hassle-free accounts featuring totally free checking, no minimums, no fees. Jump headfirst to your future by using altabank.com at your local branch today.
All right. Thank you very much. We will take a break. We will play a song. The song is not only on vinyl, it is also an On This Day and an If You Know, You Know.
Okay.
All of those things.
Man.
Big boy news and innuendo coming up in the next break, along with Frank Christ Presents. It's our Dead Celebrity Game. We'll play that. Amy Donaldson will have sports for us here at 7 o'clock. Boner of the Day coming up. All on the way. Stay.
Tell a little story about what I experienced this last week. Me and my wife have been, since we got married, living in the same apartment for the last 2 years. Our lease is up this upcoming September, using this time to, look around. What else is there available for about the same price point?
Another apartment?
Another apartment,
Not
correct.
a home.
Yeah. No, that's not happening for my generation. Come on. And looking around, we've seen a few places, all absolutely terrible. Nothing like they were... nothing like what they looked like online.
They're lying to you.
Even one of them, we showed up and knocked on the door, and the guy walked out confusingly, and he's like, my place isn't for rent. Like, I live here. I don't know why you're not the only couple to show up here today. And we frankly could have gotten shot if that was the wrong person.
That's weird.
But this last Thursday... we go look at this place. My wife has been very good about searching for apartments online. She says, "Hey, meet up with me at this one apartment that I see. It looks really promising. It's a house from a private renter. Let's go check it out." We show up there, knock on the door. Nobody answers again. I have PTSD from that one interaction, so I'm like, let's just go. Let's get out of here. And she's like, no. And she knocks again. She says, nobody's here. Like, let's see what's around. The guy finally opens the door 5 minutes after the time that we were supposed to be showed. And he has people on Zoom on his phone. He's like, sorry, I'm just wrapping up a video tour with these guys. Come on in. Check out the place, and I'll come back to answer any questions.
This is how hard it is to find something in your price point.
Right.
There's more people than places.
$200 a month is not.
It's not easy.
I know. $200 a month, you can't.
So we swap places with him. He goes outside. We go inside. Shut the door. I have a horrible sense of smell, and I immediately go, yeah, it smells like a bathroom in here.
See, and the people on Zoom, they're not getting the smell.
Exactly. Right?
Why gotta go in person?
Why did it smell like a bathroom?
I could not tell you. It definitely wasn't well kept. It's not as clean as the photos, proposed. The front space is a living room. It was advertised as 2-bedroom, 1 bath. You go into the bedroom, and it's just another living room. Right?
Why did you keep going? Once you smelled the smell, why wasn't
there?
that
I
enough?
don't know. Maybe
I would have left.
This story gets crazier.
Oh, okay.
So we go into the living room, which leads into the bedroom. It's essentially, what do they call them? Like a shotgun shack style. It just goes straight back.
Boxcar style.
Yeah, and the only room that wasn't on the same level was the bedroom that you had to walk down into.
Okay.
Creepy.
Has a window to the back, no back door to this backyard. Right? So we look at the space and I go, this isn't for us.
No.
Right? Let's get out of here. We go back to the front door, walk out. The guy meets us, and he's frantically like, you have to see the backyard.
Nope.
And I
We're good.
I'm not that person. I just go, whatever. I'm here. Let's see it. Other people had already showed up who were slated to see the place after us, and now they're waiting
this
for
is
us.
back to back to back.
We follow around the back way, around an alleyway. It was presented like a duplex, but once I got to the backyard, I realized, it's just a house that they put a wall up in between, and we would live in one side of the house, and they would live on the other side, the guy that owns it. I only say that because, again, there would be no back door for us.
We climb out the window.
Yeah. So we go back there, and not that it's a bad thing, but if you're presenting a house, you definitely want to, give it a little pizzazz.
A little bit.
The backyard has patchy grass compared to the photos online, which had full grass. There's just dog turds littering the entire yard.
And he made it a point to have you go
he's
look
like,
at it?
exactly. And he's like, come back here, come look at this. He's like,
some people like dog turds, Gina.
You have to see the shack. And I'm like, what about the shack is going on?
That's where I keep the bodies.
So we would have to cross through his side of the backyard to get to our shack if we lived there.
Yeah.
Right? And as we're crossing his side of the backyard, he's like, I'm going to put up a fence here so it splits the yards. And I'm like, but I would still have to go through your yard to get to the shack. So what's the point of that?
And what's the shack for?
So we get to it, and I'm waiting for the grand reveal of the shack. I opened up the door, just plywood shack, nothing inside of it. And he goes, see? What am I supposed to do in here? And he goes, no, hold on. I don't know what. He must be on something, frankly. He goes, you have to see behind the shack.
Okay.
I kid you not. This is what he tells me.
Okay, what's behind the shack?
My wife at this point goes, no, I'm out. I'm not doing anything. And I go, maybe there's a carousel back there, right? Let's see it. So we go to the side, and there's an alley for the shack now that is so tiny we have to turn and shimmy through it.
Oh, boy.
It's me and this
He's
grown
going
man
to kill you.
standing behind a shack in a 2 by 10 foot open space of dirt with open sunlight, no shade. And he looks around and goes, eh? And I'm like, what can I do back here? And he's like, well, this is where we go to get away from it all. And I'm like, isn't that what the backyard is for?
No, it's
right?
for a dog.
That's where the dogs crap.
So, I go, okay, great. And I turn around, I shimmy back out of the whole thing. And he's like, no, you don't understand. You could read back here. And I go, yeah, that's what I want to do behind the shack in the open sunlight.
So when do you move in?
We through the site that we found it through, we sent an application beforehand. So if we did like it, we could get on it. I made fun of the guy. I'm normally fairly nice in person, but I was kind of ripping into him about like, yeah, I want to read a book behind your shack with the dog turds. Okay. He approved us. I saw in an email the next day, stamp of approval. If you want to move in, you're absolutely certified.
Nope.
So I'm not sure if any other people are experiencing the same.
Can I ask you how much this place would be?
To be frank with you, $1,700 a month.
Really?
Without utilities.
What?
Yeah.
You mean there are no utilities, or you'd have to pay?
We'd have to pay for the utilities, but maybe the smell is
This
the
is how
lack
hard
of.
it is to find a place in Salt Lake.
So
I think the first apartment I ever rented,
yeah.
I think it was $80 a month.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Something
Don't
like that.
tell me that.
It was not a great place by any means, but
So if you have any sort of knowledge about where I should be looking, or would like to have me and my cute wife and our basset hounds stay at your private residence, reach out at ndavis@bwaymedia.com.
how much time do you have?
I got like 2 months, so
2
we're
months?
looking. Yeah, we're looking early. We're fine.
Hassle.
Because on this day, in 1973, David Bowie released his 6th studio album, Aladdin Sane. That's the famous one with him on the front with the lightning bolt.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of good songs on that, but that's one of them.
That's
Genie.
that's the name of the album is Aladdin
Sane. Yeah.
And what is that a song on the album, or what
There is a song Aladdin Sane on the album.
It's a persona.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, there you go. Coming up in this break, well, we have big boy news. But then right after that, it's Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. We're going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them is dead. If you pick the dead one correctly, you're going to win
tickets to see The Offspring coming back to Utah with Jimmy Eat World and New Found Glory Saturday, September 6th.
All right. Concert tickets, playing Frank Christ Presents, 877-602-9696. Call and line up, the sooner the better, to play the game. They're fine, they're just fine.
I was momentarily distracted. What concert is it?
The Offspring.
Oh, The Offspring, okay.
Big show, though. Let's see, Big Boy News now, brought to you by...
Help Jerry Seiner Cadillac celebrate the new location with an incredible buying experience for your dream car. Come in today and experience the Seiner difference.
Well, Mickey Rourke, almost really unrecognizable these days, has agreed to exit Celebrity Big Brother UK following his continued use of offensive language. Rourke has agreed to leave the Celebrity Big Brother house, the spokesperson for Celebrity Big Brother told Variety. Rourke's exit from Big Brother stems from a disagreement between the Sin City actor and his housemate, Chris, during a task. No physical altercation took place, but Rourke used language that was considered threatening and aggressive. Earlier this week, Rourke received a warning for inappropriate comments toward fellow contestant JoJo Siwa. He said of Siwa that he was going to, quote, vote that lesbian out real quick.
Oh, boy.
Siwa overheard his remark and responded, that's homophobic. If that was your reasoning. He also reportedly said, I need and he used the F word for cigarette in England.
Yes.
But also he said, I was talking about cigarettes, not JoJo. I'm not, but he looked at JoJo and said, I'm not talking about you.
He's a horrible person.
Yeah, he really is.
I've got a condition. I get confused sometimes.
Rourke was then reprimanded for in the confessional when the show told him he would be removed from Big Brother if his behavior persisted. He issued an apology. I'm sorry. I don't have dishonorable intentions. I'm just talking smack. I wasn't taking it all so serious. I didn't mean any bad intentions.
Too late.
Yeah, too bad. You're out, buddy.
Yep.
You're gone. Well, let's see. A man was arrested and will face charges including attempted murder, terrorism, and attempted arson in an early morning fire that badly damaged the Pennsylvania governor's mansion.
It's not attempted arson. Yeah, it was burned.
And forced Governor Josh Shapiro, his family, and guests to quickly escape, authorities said. Shapiro and his wife, their 4 children, 2 dogs, and another family that had celebrated the Jewish holiday of Passover with his family at the residence on Saturday were awakened by state troopers at about 2 o'clock in the morning. They were evacuated and the fire was extinguished. Nobody was injured. Pennsylvania State Police Colonel Christopher Paris identified the man in custody as Cody Balmer of Harrisburg. Paris emphasized at a Sunday afternoon news conference that the investigation is continuing. They said forthcoming charges will include murder, terrorism, attempted arson, and aggravated assault. Authorities said that the suspect hopped over a fence. I think they say attempted arson because they haven't convicted him of it yet. When they convict him, it will be arson.
Yeah.
It burned. I saw pictures.
Yeah. Authorities said the suspect hopped over a fence surrounding the property, forcibly entered the residence before setting it on fire. Police Deputy Commissioner George Bivens said the suspect had a homemade incendiary device, evaded police who knew there had been a breach. Bivens said the attack appeared to have been carefully planned. And apparently this Balmer guy is a right-wing nut job.
I'm shocked.
He was attacking them because they're Jewish. And because he's an a-hole. The police didn't say that. I said that.
Yeah.
Let's see. After seeing 2 fires and countless other setbacks, the Garage on Beck is shutting its doors for good.
Yeah.
Bob McCarthy, the Roadhouse Grill and Bar's owner, made the announcement on. Let's see, it hasn't been the same though since Jim Axe went away. Officially marking Saturday, May 31st, as the bar's final day. He said that he was having mixed emotions about closing the beloved Beck Street bar, and they had really good food there.
They did, yeah.
The people who worked there for so long and people that were customers for so long really made it. To me, you can make anything like this, but you're just another TGI Fridays if you don't have that soul, if you don't have people that dedicate themselves to you, workers, band members. So they're going to have a whole list of bands playing there almost every night, I think.
And then they're like selling everything off. Like you can buy the stage, you can buy the tables, you can buy. And I think I also saw a post saying, "Hey, and by the way, we've got a great staff. If you're a bar looking for bartenders, we've got good people."
Can we just buy the biscuit recipe?
Senator Bernie Sanders spoke at the Huntsman Center on the University of Utah campus on Sunday, as did Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. It's called the Where Do We Go From Here event, part of his Fighting Oligarchy tour, to send a clear message that we want our government to work for the people. We want accountability and the government to really be taking care of the people. That was Caroline Glide, who was doing her own impression of Bernie Sanders. She also spoke at the event. But it was a big deal.
Yeah.
I think there are
Sold out.
15,000
Yeah.
seats in the Huntsman Center. At least 20,000 people showed up.
And then there were pictures I saw of outside of the overflow, and they would go out and talk to them.
Yeah, we had a caller this morning who said
And,
they came out and talked to us
It was a
outside.
huge crowd outside.
And
so-
our friend Stuart, who always gets the selfie,
Always.
he got a selfie with Bernie and with Eos.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because
Nice.
do you know how he does that? He's just nice.
He's just nice.
He's just nice.
Let's see. Oscar Diaz arrested in Provo on multiple charges after an officer was sent to conduct a welfare check at a Provo restaurant after family members claimed that he'd been drinking. While the officer was en route to perform the check, other officers were dispatched to the same location for the report of a car accident. When police arrived, they found Mr. Diaz walking away from a single-car accident involving a white Nissan Altima. He was pacing around and couldn't hold still. He was transported to the hospital. He had a gunshot wound to the head.
To the head?
Yes. Inside the Nissan, they found an open bottle of liquor and marijuana. While at the hospital, Diaz told police he had last used meth the day before and drank alcohol on Friday. When asked about the wound on his head, Diaz said he was a passenger in a vehicle when he took a friend's 9mm, looked down the barrel, and accidentally fired the weapon.
What?
Shot himself in the face.
Good Lord.
Friend later dropped Diaz off at home, but he didn't go to the hospital for the head wound because, well, you know.
Walk it off.
Yeah. And speaking of crime, we go to the crime desk now, and Gina Barberi's fascination with the case up in Idaho with the, what's her name?
Well, no, this one's Arizona. I know it's hard
Oh,
to
that's
keep.
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
she was
It's in
already
Arizona.
convicted of killing her kids and the
Lori
first
Vallow.
wife of her
Yeah.
sixth husband.
Yeah, Lori Vallow Daybell.
So she's representing herself in the trial against the murder of her fifth husband, I believe, Charles Vallow.
It's ex-spouse day, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So I told you that her brother, Adam Cox, was on the stand, and one of the things that he had said was he was coming to town to try to help Charles have an intervention with Lori because she talked about him having a zombie in him, and they needed to cast out evil spirits. So that was her brother. The final witness was Kay Woodcock, Vallow's younger sister. Kay was made the beneficiary of the life insurance policy that Lori thought she was going to get
I
when her
see.
husband died. When he died, Lori had him cremated and FedExed in a box with his high school Letterman jacket and a couple of watches and trinkets to Kay Woodcock. Here's Charles.
Here's your ash. Here's his ashes.
Here you go.
Thanks.
FedEx
Thanks.
to her work. Like, can
To
you
her
imagine
work.
coming to work and seeing that sitting on your desk? Oh, here's Charles. Like,
Nice.
it just gets
Wow.
more bizarre and more bizarre.
A recall has been issued for over 17,000 pounds of Cabot Creamery butter. Now, I don't think it's around here, but I mention it because it's contaminated with fecal matter.
Ah.
How does butter,
Someone.
according to an alert posted by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the voluntary recall includes the company's 8-ounce extra creamy premium butter, sea salted products with a best buy date of September 9, 2025, only in Arkansas, Connecticut, Maine, New York, New Hampshire, and Pennsylvania and Vermont. So you won't find it around here, but they found that it had elevated levels of coliform bacteria found in the feces of all warm-blooded
Yeah, it could be like
mammals.
rat.
State agencies routinely test water sources for that particular bacteria, and yeah, it's and there's poop in my butter, not good. And Donald Trump, or an official from the Trump administration, informed a federal court on Saturday that Kilmar Abrego Garcia is alive and being held in the Terrorism Confinement Center in El Salvador. He is detained pursuant to the Sovereign Domestic Authority of El Salvador, said Michael Kozak, a senior U.S. State Department official. He told the court that his assessment was based on official reporting from the U.S. Embassy in El Salvador. The judge said, "You need to get this man back here." and they keep stalling. They keep saying,
Yeah.
we
can.
There's not much we can do.
I thought he was the most powerful person in the world.
No, here's what they're
one
saying.
guy in a prison, you can't bring him back?
Here's what they're saying. And this is the test that they're trying to force.
Yeah.
The judge is trying to overthrow presidential powers.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah. The judge is trying. I have a right, executive privilege, a presidential right to keep that guy there if I want to.
But the Supreme Court has said no.
Bring him home.
They said bring him home, and you can deport people due to this, alien act, but they have to go before a judge and have due process.
The same court, though, said that he could commit crimes in office and everything would be fine.
Yeah.
So that's the problem.
That's the problem.
All he'd have to do is call up El Salvador. Well, he's seen the guy today and say, look, I'm not going to pay you anymore unless you bring this guy back.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do. He's just choosing not to do it because he's a dick.
And finally, this story.
Yeah.
In a small Japanese town, children are trading cards featuring local grandfathers instead of Pokemon,
That's
turning
so cute. I love
ordinary
that.
community members into neighborhood celebrities. The Ojisan trading card game in Karara, Fukuoka Prefecture has transformed 28 middle-aged and elderly men into collectible characters, complete with stats and special abilities. As reported in the Tokyo Weekender, the game has doubled participation in town events as children eagerly seek out these real-life heroes. The cards showcase actual community members with practical superpowers. Former Fire Brigade Chief Mr. Honda, 74 years old, appears as Firewall with a powerful super guard move.
This is great.
Mr. Takeshita earned his card as Soba Master for teaching noodle making classes.
I love this.
Yeah, so there you go.
More of
that's pretty
this.
cool. All right, that's it. Weather.
Weather traffic.
A little chilly this morning, 39. We are going to warm up to 66 and beautiful sunny skies today. 74 tomorrow. Next chance for showers looks like Wednesday. About a 50% chance. So, and actually by Friday we could even see rain mixed with snow. Yes, it's spring in Utah. This is how it goes. Traffic, we have a crash, I-15 southbound approaching Parish Lane in Centerville, blocking 2 left lanes in the shoulder. Traffic is backing into Farmington, and it is Altabank. They have your back with hassle-free accounts featuring totally free checking, no minimums, no fees. Jump headfirst into your future by visiting altabank.com. It is Alta.
It is Alta.
Altabank.com.
Okay.
Altabank.
Because, see, I hear their ads on other radio stations
They say
that
it
were
wrong.
obviously made
They
out of
say it-
state
they
that
say
say
it wrong.
Altabank.
Yep.
Anyway,
There we go.
I got to go.
What? Oh, here comes Frank. Chris, right through the window.
Carrie just scoots out of here so fast.
I don't know why he's so afraid of me.
Well-
Frank, he had the cancer. I mean, he's fine,
He's just
but
fine.
but he's a little skittish.
I guess he's not taking any chances.
Frank Christ is the reaper of celebrity souls. He is a grim reaper, and he is as a reaper. You would picture one, a skeletal figure wearing a robe, carrying a scythe. The only kind of difference between Frank and other grim reapers is that he goes around on an electric scooter, and I'm glad to see you're wearing a brain bucket. You're wearing your helmet.
Well, you've got to.
Yeah. Frank
Crack the old noggin.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Frank joins us to play the game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
Frank gives me a list of celebrities every weekday morning. 3 of the celebrities on this list.
Oh, they're fine. They're just fine.
And that makes you happy.
Yes, I love our precious celebrities.
But one of the celebrities on the list Frank has had to take. And it makes him so sad because he loves them. Do we have a contestant?
Sam is here.
Sam, are you there?
I am here.
How are you?
Good morning.
How are you?
You know, I'm super excited about the Offspring concert, but overall, I'm just fine.
Okay.
That's good to hear.
That's good. Now, because today is National Dolphin Day, Frank has given me a list of actors in movies with dolphins in them.
Oh, good.
Okay. So, you ready to go?
I guess, yeah.
All right. Identify the dead celebrity out of these 4. Number 1, Catherine Ross. Her breakthrough role was in The Graduate. Then Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Tell 'em Willie Boy is here. Other movies include Voyage of the Damned, The Swarm, and the supernatural horror film The Legacy, and also The Final Countdown. She was in a movie about a girl who can communicate with a dolphin called Eye of the Dolphin. Number 1, Catherine Ross. Number 2 is David Keith. His breakthrough role was in An Officer and a Gentleman, and he had supporting roles in features like Major League 2, The Indian in the Cupboard, Poodle Springs, U-571, and Men of Honor. He was in a movie called Beneath the Blue about the relationship between humans and dolphins. Number 2 is David Keith. Number 3 on the list, Fritz Weaver. He won a couple of Tony Awards on Broadway. His movie work included Marathon Man, Black Sunday, Demon Seed, Creepshow, The Thomas Crown Affair. On TV, he had roles in Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, and The X-Files. He was in the sci-fi movie Day of the Dolphin. Number 3, Fritz Weaver. And finally, number 4, Michael Ironside. He usually played a villain and was noted in Scanners. He was in Space Hunter, Adventures in the Forbidden Zone, Top Gun, Total Recall, and Starship Troopers. He was in Free Willy, mostly about an orca, but there are dolphins in the movie too. So there you go, number 4, Michael Ironside. Sam, which one of those actors is dead?
Let's see. I'll go with number 4.
Michael Ironside?
No, he's fine.
He's fine.
Michael Ironside.
He's fine.
Oh,
he's 75. But listen, I know how badly you want to go to The Offspring. I'm going to give you one more chance. Listen very carefully. Which one of these actors is dead? Is
Yeah,
it?
I'm listening.
Okay, listen. Is it Catherine Ross? Is it David Keith? Or is it Fritz Weaver?
You know, I had a feeling about it. I think it's Fritz Weaver.
You're correct. Fritz Weaver. He died in 2016 at the age of 90. Congratulations, Sam. You're going to go see The Offspring.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you guys very much.
You're very welcome.
Hang on, Sam.
Yes, Offspring Radio from Hell is proud to give you those tickets. They're coming to town with Jimmy Eat World, Newfound Glory, Saturday, September 6th at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. You can find ticket links at x96.com.
Well, I've got to run. I've got to go check on Julie Christie.
Oh.
85 today.
85.
Brad Garrett, 65.
Well, he's pretty healthy.
Everybody loves Frank Chris. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye, Frank.
Goodbye, Frank.
Crash I-15 southbound approaching Parish Lane in Centerville, blocking the left 2 lanes. Traffic backing up into Farmington. It's the only accident that UDOT's reporting and the only one that you're reporting. A couple people sent that in. If you see something, please share it with us, 33986.
KXRK Provo, Sports with Amy Donaldson, right after these messages. UtahAdvocates.com.
The advocates are local injury attorneys, and they're really involved in the community. Besides representing people who've been hurt in accidents, so they're helping the Murray Children's Pantry. This local pantry provides meals for those in need, no questions asked. And they need non-perishable foods, non-expired, non-perishable foods to feed some hungry bellies. So if you can take things by the advocates or the Children's Pantry, or you can do it via Venmo at Advocates Donations. But they're also injury attorneys.
Oh, yeah.
And they do a great job. They've represented people here. Mm-hmm. Katie's a couple of times in a couple of different accidents.
Katie didn't deserve to be in an accident, but she deserved an advocate, and so do you.
So that's no-cost consultation, and you don't pay them a dime out of pocket while they work on recovering the compensation you deserve. Give them a call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 801-355-5550, or you can do it online, Utah Advocate.
Paper.
And now, a morsel of murder with Gina Barberi. Radio from Hell on X96.
No one wants to pay for this, and maybe you don't want to listen to it if you haven't had your breakfast yet. Especially if you've had soup in the last couple of days. DNA tests have confirmed that human legs found inside a refrigerator and a skull removed from a cooking pot in a home in Hong Kong belonged to fashion model Abby Choi. The glamorous 28-year-old influencer's dismembered body parts were discovered in a house rented by Choi's former father-in-law.
Leg soup.
No, the legs weren't in the soup.
Oh.
This is
okay.
Brain stew, if you will.
All right.
A large hole in the back of the skull is where the married mother of 4 was struck last month during a fatal attack which allegedly occurred in a dispute over money. The search for Choi's torso and hands is ongoing after more than 100 police officers scoured a landfill but failed to locate them. The chilling revelations come as a 7th person, an unnamed 29-year-old woman, has been arrested in connection with Choi's savage murder and dismemberment.
How many people?
7.
Are you going to
These are-
explain how they all were
Yes.
involved?
The latest suspect was arrested in mainland China. They said the woman allegedly helped an accomplice before fleeing. So this is all her ex-husband's family. Last week, Choi's ex-husband, Alex, his father, and brother were charged with murder after the discovery of human body parts in a house recently rented by them. Pair of legs in the refrigerator, the skull was fished out of a cooking pot, and in another cooking pot, there was green radishes, carrots, and meat believed to be human flesh swimming in a liquid topped with a thick layer of fat.
Well, I look at a picture of her. I don't think there was a lot of fat on her.
An electric saw, a meat slicer, a hammer, face shields, good Lord, and raincoats.
This is like a movie.
Yes.
And the whole family was involved.
So this woman, this influencer, she had a lot of money. And she had a home, multi-million-dollar home, which she, when she was married to her first husband, placed in her father-in-law's name for some reason.
Okay.
Tax purposes.
They get divorced, and she's trying to, clean up her finances, and she's like, I'm selling that house, and it's not going to be in your name, ex-father-in-law. Well, he apparently did not care for that
Well,
at all.
you can't blame him.
So the only choice he had was to
cut her up,
kill her and eat her.
Yeah.
And apparently the whole family is involved. This isn't just one person. They all got together and said, "Here's what we're going to do." And they went to the house and they put plastic sheeting on the wall.
I mean, they studied some Dexter and yeah.
I mean, cuckoo. So,
says here, and I'm looking at a story about it, Gina. Says her case is one of the most shocking killings Hong Kong has seen since 2013, when a man killed his parents and their heads were later found in refrigerators. They don't do anything halfway in Hong Kong, apparently.
nope, they're all in. So that one's been swimming around for a couple of
Here's
weeks.
another good one in that same story. In another famous 1999 case in Hong Kong, a woman was kidnapped and tortured by 3 members from an organized crime group. Her skull was later found stuffed in a Hello Kitty doll.
That's weird.
Well, who's going to look there?
No one. It's the last place you
Well,
look.
somebody did, apparently. Hello Kitty.
Like Katie and Murray. Not
Murray?
Kate. She spells it differently than our Katie. This is Katy. Like Katy Perry.
In Murray.
In Murray.
All right. Sports with Amy Donaldson, brought to you by.
Brought to you by, don't pay for tires and oil changes ever again. Get tires and oil changes for life with every new Mazda purchase from Bountiful Mazda. See Bountiful Mazda today for details.
Amy Donaldson Sports. Break.
And here she is, Amy Donaldson, podcaster, sports reporter, all-around good egg. Amy Donaldson's podcasts are available wherever you find podcasts. There's The Letter and Making of a Moment, and a new one coming soon.
Yep, probably in the fall, winterish. Yeah.
All right.
So getting down to crunch time. It doesn't feel like to you, as a daily journalist, it feels like so far away, but it's actually a really tight deadline. Ooh, I need some WD-40.
So what's going on in sports, Amy?
Oh, well, it's there's actually a lot of sports. So my favorite story of the weekend is the longest comeback, Rory McIlroy. If you watched the Masters yesterday, and if you didn't, it's probably on all over social media.
Yep.
Him winning the Masters after a playoff with Justin Rose. he started the day with a double bogey. He had another double bogey at 13. I think he had 4 over the course of the competition, and they were trying to figure out if anybody had ever won the Masters with those 2 things. But he, if you remember, in 2011, he had he had a 4-stroke lead going into the final day, and he ended up losing by 10 strokes.
I think I heard this morning he hasn't won a major tournament in several years.
Yeah, he's had a dry spell. So, but this puts him in a very elite company. So the all-time great golfers. He's on the Grand Slam list. Gene Sarazen, Ben Hogan, Jack Nicklaus, Gary Player, and Tiger Woods. Those are the only ones to win win the Grand Slam. So yeah, it was pretty emotional for him. My favorite moment is when his daughter asked him if he was famous, because people were trying to get pictures and all.
Cute.
Yeah, and the interviews were great. The story is great though, because it's just like and Justin Rose, the guy he was playing against in that playoff. He has lost 2 playoffs and been runner-up 3 times at the Masters. So
close.
So we'll see what happens with him. But there's your future comeback story. I believe he's actually older than. I think McIlroy's only like 35 or 36 years old. So RSL, they lost to Nashville 2-1 on Saturday, thanks to a couple of questionable calls, in my opinion, by the officials. Yeah, I think there should have been a red card. The player who ended up scoring the first goal for Nashville elbowed Marchuk in the face. Marchuk, he scored the first goal for RSL in the 12th minute. And then they gave him a foul was called in extra time. That was pretty weak, pretty weak foul, and results in a direct kick, so a penalty kick. So. And they end up winning. So
did the grandchild go with you, or did the husband?
So to that game was Ed and I watching that on television.
Oh, okay.
My grandson went with me to the Royals game on Friday. We had a day of sports. We did the I think it's called Airplane or Air something trampoline place in West Jordan. And then it was a makeup for the birthday party. I didn't attend. And then we went to the U of U baseball. U of U played BYU baseball at Smith's Ball Field, and they won 6-4. It was actually a celebration, retirement semi retirement party for one of the most storied attorneys in the state, Ron Yengich.
Yeah.
So
how is Ron?
He's great. He was,
I haven't seen him in a long time.
Talking baseball and sports I mean, he says he's retiring. We'll see. I don't know. These lawyers and their retirement talk. So, but anyway, we went for that and had a great time. Utah beat BYU 6-4. And then they ended up taking the 3-game series on Saturday with a 9-6 victory over BYU.
Get a schedule of those games, because they're playing at the old Smiths where the Bees played. Yeah. So it'd be nice to see some games there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I super reasonable. You can get amazing seats, and it's very fun. There's not all the entertainment. There was food, and they were selling a lot of Utah gear.
Oh, okay.
We got like a free foam finger. Somebody's like, "Hey, your grandson really probably wants this," and my grandson hid, but I took it. So, but yeah, Elliot was he was all about it. His big brother is a really good baseball player. So, my favorite was every arena we went to, or everything we watched, he said, "Who are we cheering for now?"
Oh.
And whatever I said, so I said, "Oh, we're cheering for red. That's Utah." Okay, I'm cheering for blue.
Oh, it was the opposite.
And then he was cheering for the BYU Utes. I don't know what that is, but that's what he was cheering for. So he's just he just marches to the beat of his own drum. So,
just a little smart ass. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know where he gets that. The Royals, they end up losing to the Portland Thorns. They play again Friday, April 18th, and there is an Easter egg hunt. So if you want to take your kids and go to an Easter egg hunt, well, there'll be lots of eggs, and you don't have to do the work. So I'm all about that.
Real eggs or
no, they're little plastic.
Well, if they were real eggs, it would be very expensive to get into.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go. Those are for the season ticket, like extra. The suites will have real eggs. So you can dye them. I heard that nobody's going to dye eggs this year, and I'm yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. The Jazz, they lost 116-105 to Minnesota in their final game of the season. If you went to that game or if you watched it on TV, you got to see Rudy Gobert and Mike Conley.
And they do have the worst record in the NBA.
They do.
But that doesn't
It doesn't-
guarantee
no,
them
no.
a number one draft pick. All
It
of
does
this
not.
is maybe.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
really?
of this for maybe.
And so, and I think I think it's really ruining, the NBA is ruining their own product. Like nobody wants to see, I had this conversation with one of your sports guys. Nobody wants to see, I would say 30% of the league trying to lose. You're sitting your best players. You're robbing those players of really good years to compete. And I think it's just, you put good coaches in this very difficult position of trying to, coach and compete while trying to, the outcome is you want them to lose. And so, nothing's guaranteed, as Gina said. It's going to be pretty sad if it ends up that they don't get the first pick. But I think the NBA really needs to rethink this, or their viewership will just continue to decline.
Yeah.
The playoffs do start April 19th, which is Saturday. Stanley Cup, as I think I said last time, it starts on the 20th. The NHL regular season ends on Thursday. I think there are two teams in the Eastern Conference and 3 teams in the Western Conference who are vying for wild card spots. So it should be, if you love hockey, these next 4 days, you might see some fun stuff. Today is the WNBA draft, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. I think there's a little pre-draft show on the app if you are that big of a fan. You can watch that starting at 7 or 5 our time. Paige Buckers is who just won the title with UConn. Beckers, I'm sorry. She is going to make, this is the thing, this is the reason I'm mentioning this. She's probably going to be the number 1 pick. And let's see, her first year salary with the WNBA is $78,831.
That's all?
That's all. And in her 3-year deal as the number 1 pick, she will make $348,000. And then in this 3-on-3 league that she just signed with, which is getting amazing reviews and everybody loves it, she signed a rookie contract there. She'll make $350,000. So
for 1 year.
For 1 year.
All right.
So yeah, it's nuts. But yeah, that's the. Let's see. Wait, there's one more.
Yes.
Number 5 Austin wins the inaugural League One volleyball. Salt Lake took them to 5 games when they played them, but they did upset them.
All right. Amy Donaldson, follow her AD on sports on all the socials.
Come out Saturday and adopt a dog.
Where?
Black Diamond. I think I sent it to Katie. She's going to put in your
in the
newsletter.
concert calendar.
Yeah. So
all right,
come, please. We need help.
All right,
thank you,
Amy.
Happy Easter.
All right, traffic, Gina, please.
The only accident still seems to just be that one I-15 southbound approaching Parish Lane in Centerville, blocking the 2 left lanes and the shoulder traffic backing into Farmington there. That seems to be it. So if that changes, you can let us know via text at 33986.
All right, we've got boners coming up, and then we'll get to the damn contest. Here are the candidates you'll be voting for. 2 boner candidates for the price of 1 is number 1. Boner candidate number 2, those barrels of crap, those are our gift to you. And boner candidate number 3, I wasn't the first one to say it.
All right, boner of the day, big boy news, all coming up after these messages and a song.
Win $1,000 in another flippin' cash contest on X96. Listen for keywords that we'll announce at approximately 7:15, 10:15, 1:15, and 5:15. Each keyword is a unique entry for you. Listen all day to increase your chances of winning. It's just pure bribery to get you to listen longer. All the rules are at X96.com. This is a national contest. I'm going to give you a keyword and a special text number. This is not the number you usually use to text us. 508-777-1000. 508-777-1000. Text the word bank. Bank. B-A-N-K. Bank. To 508-777-1000 for your chance to win $1,000 cash in this nationwide contest.
Thank you. I'm seeing bank appear in our regular text stream. You're texting the wrong number.
Don't care what color your crush is, as long as you crush on the best game show going on this radio station at this time of day. It's Beat Gina. I'm Johnny Ola, the best damned announcer that money can buy, here to tell you about Starkist Tuna.
Ooh.
You remember Charlie the Tuna, don't you?
Sure, yes.
Charlie did everything he could think of to convince the Starkist fishermen that they should catch him because he was a tuna with good taste. He wore a beret, had monogrammed clothing, and appreciated the fine arts. Oh, but alas, Charlie was never able to impress Starkist because the company didn't want tuna with good taste. They wanted tuna that tastes good.
Sorry,
And
Charlie.
yes, we all thought it odd that Charlie actually wanted his cheeks torn apart by a hook and then to be processed, canned, and eventually eaten.
It did
But
seem...
that's TV for you.
Yes.
But Starkist said, sorry, Charlie, only the finest prime tuna get to be Starkist. More people like the taste of Starkist than any other tuna. Try it and see why. And when you buy your tuna, be sure to tell them Charlie sent you.
I will.
And now...
There's no one there in the aisle, but I
No.
say it out loud.
And now, Charlie sent him to be the game show host that everyone admires. Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
Professional game show announcer. All right, the randomizer has picked a contestant. Caden, there's Caden. Are you there? All right, Caden. Caden, going once, going twice. All right, we'll go to Jared then. Hello, Jared.
Jared.
Hello.
Hi,
Jared.
So excited.
Good.
All right.
Where are you calling from, Jared?
I'm in Linden.
Okay.
All right, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first, Jared. It will give you an advantage in the game. Call it heads or tails.
Tails.
Coin toss app says heads, Gina Barberi.
Oh, Jared, you're one step further away from getting these tickets to see Bush with Candlebox and Jerry Cantrell July 31st at USANA Amphitheater.
All right, so let's see. Jared, the first question is for Gina. If she answers it correctly, she gets the point. If not, I'll allow you to answer the question correctly, stealing the point away. It's multiple choice. And today's subject, Star Trek Voyager trivia.
Okay.
Because that show premiered on this day in 1995. All right, first question for Gina. Gina, when auditioning for the part of the holographic doctor, Robert Picardo was asked to say the line, "Somebody forgot to turn off my program."
Okay.
He did so and then ad-libbed a line which wound up in the show. What was that line?
Okay.
Was it 1, I'm a doctor, not a light bulb? 2, would you rather rely on the healing power of laughter? 3, just rub some mistletoe on that cancerous tumor. It'll be fine, just fine. Or 4, I'm a doctor, not a computer.
I'm a doctor, not a computer.
Oh,
No?
you said that so
No.
confidently.
Oh,
no.
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 Huh.
Jared?
Jared?
Chance
All
to
right.
steal.
That would be number 1.
Number 1, I'm a doctor, not a light bulb.
He was
Why would he-
had a very wry sense of humor.
Yes.
I'm a doctor, not a light bulb.
Okay.
Great actor.
All right.
So, the next
Jared.
that's 1 point for Jared.
Yep.
But Jared controls the question.
Yes.
All right, Jared, here we go. Let's go with this one. Many images seen on monitors on the wall in the astrometrics labs are actual images from what? Is it 1, the Hubble Space Telescope? Is it 2, neurons in a microlab? Is it 3, Gene Roddenberry's extreme close-up blood clot picture book? Or 4, Gene Roddenberry's secret autobiography, The Great Perv of the Galaxy?
I think I'll double down and go with number 1 again.
Hubble Space
Wow.
Telescope.
Wow. That's 2 points for Jared. No points for Gina. Gina controls the question.
Gina?
Okay.
Jerry Ryan,
Yes.
7 of 9,
Yes.
wore a catsuit, corset, and heels the first 4 seasons to play 7 of 9, meaning that going to the bathroom while on set was a 20-minute ordeal for her.
Imagine.
So she had her own radio code to let the staff know
It's time.
it's time. What was the radio code? Is it 1, yellow alert,
Okay.
2, code ammonia in the pipeline,
Uh-huh.
3, 7 of 9 needs to go number 1, or number 4, 10-100.
I don't know what 10-100 is. I'll triple down. Number 1.
Yellow alert?
Yeah.
That's a good choice, but
No.
not correct. No.
Jared, here's your chance to skunk La Barberi.
Number 4?
10100. You'd think that because that's the CB handle for a CB code for going to the bathroom, but that is incorrect. It's code ammonia in the pipeline.
That's a terrible code.
It is terrible.
Why is that terrible? That's what urine is, you know.
I suppose. All right.
Okay, well, nobody
let's
got
see.
that.
No,
Nobody got
it's,
that.
and it is
It's Jared's turn.
Yeah, Jared's turn. He could win on this.
All right, Jared, before the premiere, it was announced that the male Native American character Chakotay would have blank as a spirit guide, and that blank would be seen frequently during the series.
Oh.
Is it 1, a beaver? Is it 2, Kurt Cobain? Was it 3, a wolf? Or was it 4, Elvis?
We'll go with number 3.
Wolf.
And you win the game.
Wow, you know your Voyager.
I was thinking it might be Tonto.
Nope.
They didn't do it.
They
though,
did not do that.
They did
They
not.
did
have
it once,
as I
and that
recall.
was it.
And somebody said that looked really stupid.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, congratulations, Jared. What did Jared win?
He got tickets to see Bush with Candlebox
Oh, my
and Jerry
goodness.
Cantrell July 31st at
Excellent.
USANA.
Hang on the line, and we'll tell you how to get your stuff.
All right, I've got to go. It's I got a can of tuna I need to work out.
Because on this day in 1983, Violent Femmes released their self-titled debut studio album featuring a lot of great songs. I mean, the whole album is a banger. Of course, Blister in the Sun, Kiss Off, Please Do Not Go, Prove My Love, Gone Daddy Gone, and that song added up. There we go.
Amazing.
Time now for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These will be examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, April 14, 2025. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. And once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
Can't buy it, gotta win it. Radio from Hell boner t-shirt.
Here's boner candidate number 1. 2 boner candidates for the price of 1. There was no clinical or medical purpose for taking the photograph or sharing it, the judgment read. A photograph of what? An orthopedic surgeon was fined $10,000 after taking and sharing a photo of a swastika tattoo located on a comatose patient's penis.
Gee.
As previously reported by the New Zealand Herald, the incident occurred at neither the patient or the surgeon, by the way, were referred to by name. In the written judgment detailing their findings, the tribunal said the patient had a swastika tattooed on the left side of his penis when he was admitted to the hospital for injuries he sustained from a homemade pipe bomb.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. That's even better.
That exploded while he was holding it. The tribunal stated that the surgeon noticed the tattoo while treating the patient, who was in a coma, and then photographed it, going out to share the image with other medical practitioners on WhatsApp.
Get a load of this.
Plainly, neither the photograph nor the sharing of it occurred with Mr. XY's knowledge or consent, read the judgment. There was no clinical or medical purpose for either taking the photograph or for sharing it, according to findings of the tribunal, though. The doctor, who immediately regretted taking and distributing the photograph and was remorseful, had himself been subjected to racism in various forms. The appearance of the swastika triggered feelings of shock, said the judgment. Yeah. He understood the swastika to represent racism and to be a derogatory of people of his ethnic origins.
It is.
I'm wondering who that's for, by the way. You get that tattoo? Is that for the racist ladies
that's
you're hooking
for my
up
lady.
with? Is
that's
that they like that kind of thing?
The doctor he wasn't completely disbarred. He was discharged from the hospital. However, he's still in private practice. But I mean, there are 2 boner candidates here, really. Mm-hmm. A guy who gets a penis tattoo of a swastika, and then a doctor for taking the picture and sharing it around. Yeah. Boner candidate number 1. 2 boner candidates for the price of 1. Here's boner candidate number 2. Hey, those barrels of crap, that's our gift to you. 2 Danish chefs who built their brand on being eco-warriors, environmental giants, abandoned 158 barrels of human waste in the Swedish wilderness.
Oh.
As reported in The Guardian, Flemming Hansen and Mette Hallebeck ran an enchanting forest resort called Stedsans that had influencers swooning over its supposed eco-credentials. Well, they weren't paying their taxes, and when Swedish tax authorities came knocking at the door for their 6 million kroner, the intrepid earth lovers pulled a midnight run to Guatemala, leaving behind not just mountains of human waste, but also several dead ducks. The couple wrote on their website, "All we ever wanted was to be a part of creating a more beautiful planet." Mission accomplished. If by beautiful planet you mean 158 barrels of human waste seeping into Swedish groundwater. Boner candidate number 2. Those barrels of crap, those are our gift to you.
Wow.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. I wasn't the first one to say it.
Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Waterproof your home with Baseco, because water can make its way through your foundation in many different ways. Baseco specializes in a variety of permanent foundation waterproofing solutions tailored to your unique issue. From sump pumps all the way to major repairs, crack settling foundations, each solution backed by a guarantee. Schedule a free assessment today at baseco.net.
Well, Bernie Sanders, he's been one busy old senator. Mm-hmm. Before he came to Utah on Sunday, he went to Coachella. He was one of the top cameos so far, drawing a massive crowd on Saturday as he made a pit stop at the Premier Music Festival. Screaming fans sprinted over, camera phones in hand, to capture the politician's unannounced speech that followed a blockbuster set from Charlie XCX at a neighboring stage. "I'm not going to be long, but this country faces some very difficult challenges, and the future of what happens to America depends on your generation," Sanders said to raucous cheers at the major California desert double weekend. It marks the unofficial start of the music festival season. You can turn away and ignore what goes on, but do it at your own peril. We need you to stand up and fight for justice. Fight for economic justice, racial justice, and social justice. Excellent message from Bernie Sanders at Coachella. And then the next day, he's here in Salt Lake with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. 20,000 people attended the rally at the Huntsman Center. They filled the 1,500 seats in the John M. Huntsman Center, plus 1,000 people on the floor, 4,000 people outside in the overflow, according to a spokesperson for Sanders' team. We're just overflowing. We're happy to be here, said Capri Bailey, an event attendee. Quite a turnout at the U. Those lining up at the doors were directed to the overflow area at around 5 p.m. Very excited to see all these people committed and excited to fighting the oligarchy, said Maddie Jackson, a co-chair of the Salt Lake Democratic Socialists of America. And it was quite a turnout, and good music as well, and all the people there were very, and I hope they all retain that feeling, that energy.
Remember that feeling, retain it, and take it to the polls.
The University of Utah is asking faculty to comply with the new state law banning a public display of pride flags on campus.
They're worried about losing more money.
Expect the legislature to crack down even more. They have a lot of power over us, said Robert Payne, Deputy General Counsel at the school. Mr. Payne spoke during a faculty meeting on Monday, giving direction to faculty and staff about how the controversial law, House Bill 77, now applies to them and what it means for their office spaces and the university at large. His message was largely a warning. The provision takes effect on May 7th. This Governor Cox signed, he didn't sign it. He allowed House Bill 77 to become law without signing or vetoing it. The measure bans other non-sanctioned flags from public display, including a flag expressing support for President Trump or one for Black Lives Matter. The flags allowed are the U.S. flag, Utah state flag, flags of Native American tribes, Olympic flags, military flags, some flags of other countries, and flags for other colleges and universities.
We're going to start seeing things like, so what is a flag? Is there an official... Like, is it a shape? Is it does this count as a flag? If it's, what about this? What about if I wear a shirt with a flag on it? Does that count?
At the Rose Park Elementary School in Salt Lake, on Thursday, December 10th, this is 2020, there was a picture taken of LGBT pride flag at the elementary school, a Black Lives Matter flag hanging along with flags of the United States and other countries, local tribes. Utah's new pride flag ban in government buildings takes effect May 7th, and Utah's pride flag ban doesn't take effect there until then, but it's raising all kinds of concerns in high schools and elementary schools as well. We
could have done actual work in this last legislative
What about
session.
stickers?
We could have passed things that will actually help people. We could have spent time doing that, but no. This is what's important.
Yeah, and let's see. Yeah. The simple. So, what is acceptable and what isn't? Once the ban goes into effect, so long as it's not a flag defined as, Gina.
Oh, okay.
A rectangular piece of fabric. With a specific design that symbolizes a location, government entity, or cause. So current Utah code leaves that decision up to each individual school district.
So if it's made out of something other than fabric,
and if it's rectangular instead of, if it's square instead of.
Things like stickers, pins, or other pride signage are not mentioned in the law.
Yeah.
It's one reason Governor Cox said he let the flawed bill go into effect without signing it.
That's why I like that the Salt Lake City government had rainbow lights on the building. Because lights aren't a flag.
They are not.
Referendum supporters are making their final push to get House Bill 267, which bans public employees' collective bargaining, on the November 2026 ballot. The campaign brought canvassers. They were up there at the Huntsman Center when Bernie was up there.
They got one more day, I think.
I think today is the last day, yeah. The Protect Utah Workers Coalition said that they've gathered 130,000 out of the 140,000 signatures by the end of March. Oh, this is April. They got them by the end of March. That's okay. 130,000 signatures on referendum to overturn the Public Employees Collective Bargaining Bill. But said we can never get enough. We need more. So if you can find them today, do you remember the website? Crap, I should have looked that up. There's a website where you can find out where they'll be with their petitions.
We'll see if we can find it. I don't.
Let's see. Iran and the United States have been holding negotiations, and they are going to continue this week over Tehran's rapidly advancing nuclear program. Iranian state television reported Saturday at the end of the first round of talks between the two countries since Trump returned to the White House, and the word from the talks from both sides was generally positive. Things are going okay, they're saying, in the talks. During a board meeting on Thursday, Colorado's Department of Education Commissioner Susana Cordova announced that her department would not sign a letter from the federal government certifying that the state's K-12 school districts are complying with the removal of diversity, equity, and inclusion practices. I'm not signing that. I'm not asking our districts to sign that. In the letter dated April 3, the U.S. Department of Education asked state departments of education to sign a reminder of legal obligations undertaken in exchange for receiving federal financial assistance. In other words, we're blackmailing you.
Yeah.
We're blackmailing you.
Mm-hmm.
Trump administration has previously threatened to pull federal funding from schools and universities if they do not remove DEI policies or programs.
Where is Congress in this? Because if Congress has allocated money to things, that's the end of it. They get to decide, and if they want to pull money away, then Congress has to pull the money away. I don't know why we are sitting on the sideline and not enforcing that.
Donald Trump is in excellent health, according to his physician, who released the assessment just days after the 78-year-old underwent a routine physical. Captain Sean Barbabella, an osteopathic doctor, said Trump's cardiac exam showed no abnormalities. His heart function is normal. He doesn't have one of those.
Yeah.
With healthy, normal ejection fraction, whatever that means, and blood flow to his extremities is unimpaired. He also underwent a comprehensive neurological exam, which revealed no abnormalities. The 78-year-old president's temperature was 98.6 degrees. When he underwent his physical exam, blood pressure 128/74, which is a little high, and resting heart rate 62 beats per minute.
I love all of the posts people are doing with pictures of professional athletes who have the same stats as he does.
Yeah.
It's a lie. I don't even know why we're even bothering. It's all a lie.
And in Yosemite National Park, where the hiring of seasonal employees was delayed by the Trump administration, a resulting shortage of custodial workers now means that the park's scientists, rangers, and IT workers and leadership teams are cleaning the campground bathrooms.
Yep.
Oh, and Gina, you'll be happy to know the trail at to the fiery furnace at Arches is open again.
Thank God.
'Cause I know you wanted to go there.
The website you were looking for is protectutahworkers.com.
It has where will we be location finder right on there, and
protectutahworkers.com.
Weather, traffic.
Okay, so it's a little chilly this morning. 39, going to be a nice day though. High of 66 and sunny. Tomorrow 74, Wednesday 76. That's ahead of a little storm system coming through Wednesday night. About a 50 to 70% chance of showers Wednesday into Thursday, it looks like. Traffic, that earlier incident up in Centerville looks like it's been moved over to the shoulder. There's still some residual slowage through that area. And stalled vehicle southbound I-15 Antelope Drive in Davis County, right shoulder affected there. Whatever you're seeing, please share it with us. Text us 33986. Stubbs Dental, award-winning services, life-changing results. Visit stubbsdental.com to book your appointment now.
Here's boner candidate number 3. I wasn't the first one to say it. Jo Ellis is a helicopter pilot in the Virginia Army National Guard. She's filed a lawsuit against right-wing influencer Matt Wallace, saying, quote, he concocted a destructive and irresponsible defamation campaign when he falsely identified her as the pilot in a deadly crash in January. The lawsuit from Ms. Ellis, who is transgender, seeks monetary damages from Mr. Wallace for spreading a lie to his millions of followers that Ms. Ellis was flying the Black Hawk helicopter that collided with a passenger jet over the Potomac, killing all 67 people aboard both aircraft. Quote, in the wake of this horrible tragedy, Mr. Wallace decided to exploit this devastation for clicks and money, the lawsuit said, accusing him of capitalizing on the right-wing outrage fueled by Trump's blaming of diversity, equity, and inclusion hiring practices for the crash. A transgender Black Hawk pilot seemed like the perfect target, the lawsuit asserts. Mr. Wallace used his prominent X platform to monetize a false narrative that Ms. Ellis was not only one of the Army pilots involved in the mid-air collision, but also that she engaged in other trans terror attacks and intentionally caused the mid-air collision due to her depression and gender dysphoria. Ellis' lawsuit was filed on her behalf by the Equality Legal Action Fund. Given her immediate notoriety and the fact that she is transgender, she fears for the immediate safety of herself and her family on account of the hate inspired against her by Wallace's lies, the complaint said. Ms. Ellis has been harassed, received death threats, been forced to hire a personal security detail, and has begun carrying a firearm for her own personal protection. When Ms. Ellis posted a proof of life video in response to the false rumors about her, so she posted a video and said, "No, here I am.
Yeah,
I didn't crash in that Black Hawk helicopter." But so what was Wallace's defense? I wasn't the first one to say it. And it seemed credible because Joe Ellis wrote an article calling out Trump's trans military ban just a few days ago, and there have been a lot of recent school shootings and attacks carried out by trans individuals. No, there haven't.
So not an apology?
No.
No, you don't apologize when you're
No.
when you're like that.
I wasn't the first one to say it. Boner candidate number 3.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Number 1, 2 boner candidates for the price of 1. The first boner candidate there is a guy who gets a swastika tattooed on his joint, and the number 2 is the doctor who took a photo and shared it. Boner candidate number 2, hey, those barrels of crap, those are our gift to you. 2 Danish chefs who claim to be eco-warriors and environmentalists. When the tax collector came to their resort to try and get the money, they took a run-out powder and left behind all these barrels of human waste. And boner candidate number 3, I wasn't the first one to say it.
All right.
Why don't you shoo that guy?
Let's get to voting, shall we? You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst. Which one deserves to be boner of the day for today, April 14, 2025? 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth. She'll take your live voice vote at 877-602-9696. Or you can go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, April 14, 2025. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. All right, it looks like you got like 3.5 minutes is all to get your vote in, so let's go. This is Boner. Spelling bee then?
Oh, yeah, we were wondering what the word was, the winning word. Abseil.
Abseil.
Defined as descent in mountaineering by means
Wait a minute. Abseil. Could I have the definition, please?
Let's do this correctly.
Yes,
yeah. Descent in mountaineering by means of a rope looped over a projection above.
Abseil.
Mm-hmm.
A.
Mm-hmm.
B.
Mm-hmm.
S-I-L-L-E.
No.
Gary, you want to try?
No. I want to say abseil. No, I'm stuck.
It's tricky because it defies a rule. It's a trick word. A-B-S-E-I-L.
Instead of I-E.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's I before E, except after C.
Or sometimes
W.
Yeah.
Or when sounding like A as in neighbor and way. Abseil. I never knew that. I mean, I can picture what that is. You
Or Abseil. Could be Abseil.
Oh, you mispronounced it probably. That's why.
You would have got it right.
Is that the only word you have that was?
That's just the winning word that I have.
Because they had the 90-second spell off, and I heard the kid spell one of the words.
What does the winner receive?
A pat on the back.
A trophy?
You get
and $50,000 in cash
well,
and prizes.
50,000.
Mm-hmm.
Cash and prizes. Steph said there's a girl from Price that was in the finals.
Oh, nice.
A young lady is how she put it.
Yeah, didn't win, but
I think there were 3 or 4 kids from Utah in this.
Was there?
Yeah.
Oh.
I read that in the news earlier in the week. I used to be a pretty good speller. I am no longer.
Yeah, we're all terrible at it because you don't have to be anymore.
My wife is still a great. She spots spelling mistakes on on ad copy.
Mhm.
Well, they misspelled that, didn't they?
But we're lazy now.
Yeah, I don't care about spelling, frankly.
We don't have to.
No, that's not true because when I'm writing stuff down and I get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh God, how do you spell that? And it just it bothers me if I'm writing down something for someone to read, and then I think, and so I have to look it up. I can't spell. I can't spell worth a damn anymore.
We don't need to know how to do math or spell anymore.
I'm okay at spelling. I'm not great, but
you're pretty. Actually, I think you're pretty good.
What I'm bad at is handwriting. My handwriting has gotten worse and worse.
So's mine.
Again, because you don't use it very often.
I mean, if I'm making a grocery list or something, I'm surprised that Sue can even read what I wrote.
I write in cursive mostly, which is very rare, I think, these days.
Where on the other hand, your daughter's writing.
She's
perfect.
Yeah, her handwriting is
course.
perfect, of course.
Got the thank you card from
my daughter. So
I didn't get a thank you card.
Well, you didn't get her anything.
Well, so I thought she was nice.
So my daughter 2 days ago, she's like, I told you guys this off the air, but I'll tell you on the air. She said, "Mom, I have some errands we need to do. We need to go to the post office and mail my thank you cards," which I hadn't even reminded her she needed to do. She's like, "Yeah, I wrote." She just wrote all her.
Does that make you feel inadequate as a mother?
No.
That you don't have to nag her?
No, it makes me feel like I must have done
So
something
time
right.
to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by Chicken and Rice.
And see movies on the big screen at the local nonprofit Broadway Center Cinemas. David Lynch's Blue Velvet and Lost Highway playing this Friday and Saturday. Get tickets and showtimes at slfstix.org.
Well, I guess you can guess who won.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even close. 189 votes for Boner candidate number 3.
Yep.
I was the first one to say it.
Yep. There you go. That's your Boner of the Day for today, April 14, 2025, now qualified to be Boner of the Week. Real quick here, if you don't mind, I have an event today.
Oh.
An event? Oh, I know what you're going to do.
It's the new Quick Quack Car Wash in Spanish Fork.
Yeah.
But they are it's a special fundraising event.
Oh.
Benefiting the Segura family, who's had some problems arise. So what they want you to do is between 4 and 7 p.m., I'll be there at 3.
Okay.
Between 4 and 7 p.m., they're going to give you a free car wash. They would like you to donate
I see.
some money.
Maybe the price of the car wash.
Maybe the price of the car wash.
But it would go to the Segura family.
To benefit the Segura family.
That's nice.
44 West Summit Drive. What that is, you just take Main Street and Spanish Fork all the way out of town. So it's like right between Salem and Spanish Fork. I wrecked a car there once.
They do a nice car wash, the Quick Quack.
The Quick
car
Quack's a
wash.
good car wash. So, join us tonight. I'll be there 3 to 5, and the event is from 4 to 7.
What I like about the Quick Quack car wash is that it's quick.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like the quack part of it?
The quack doesn't do anything for me in particular, but the quickness does.
All right. Anyway, yes. Sorry.
So Saturday, Mohammed had a lot going on. My son, not the prophet. I mean, maybe the prophet had a lot going on too. I don't.
No, he took the weekend off.
I don't know. But he had ACT boot camp in the morning.
ACT. So is that a soccer thing?
ACT. No, that's the testing. Like take the ACT test.
That thing.
It's a boot camp to kind of teach you the tricks. Like if you get to a question and it's like, oh, it could be A or B. I don't know which one to pick. Like helping you know how to pick the right one, I guess.
All right.
So, but he had that all morning, and then they were hopping on a bus with the soccer team to drive up to Morgan for a soccer game that afternoon. And so I said to Mohammed, I said, can I bring you lunch, so you can eat, so you can eat on the way up?
Will you allow me to bring you lunch?
Well, just meaning like I would like to help you. I know you're not going to have time to get lunch before you go. And he said, yes, please. He said, but I don't want fast food. I want healthy lunch. I need, like.
Well, then he's talking to the wrong mother.
I need and you're right, because Joe wasn't around, so it was up to me to come up with healthy. He said, can I get a couple sandwiches and some fruit and some water? And yeah, I got this. So I made him a couple sandwiches, met him.
What kind of sandwich?
Turkey sandwiches. Made him a couple turkey sandwiches.
You were good with the mayo?
And well, he likes vinegar and oil on his turkey sandwich.
Okay.
That's what he likes.
Okay.
Anyway, sent him up to Morgan. Morgan is a traditionally very ruthless sports school. Kind of doesn't even depend.
Very competitive.
Very competitive.
Is this the high school?
Yeah.
The Trojans?
Yeah. Very competitive. Always kind of scary to go to Morgan.
Carrie and I did a dance there years and years ago, and they tossed condoms. Not really threw them at us, but they tossed condoms on the DJ booth.
They did?
Yeah, because they're the Trojans.
I see. And I decided to take Oakley, the new puppy, for her first trip to a soccer game. If you go to x96.com/live, you could see Oakley, who I will remind you is only 4 months old.
And really attentive to the soccer, I can see. Watching that game like a hawk.
If you go to my social media, I have pictures of her actually watching the game. And Judge lost to Morgan. I mean, they've been playing really well.
Your son's team.
Yeah,
lost.
my son's team. They've been playing really well with everyone else, but lost to Morgan.
Because they're ruthless.
They're ruthless. But there were some friends of the program, parents on the Morgan team, who were very nice and came up and said hello. And one of them was actually a best friend of the program when we used to do that a long time ago. We used to have one person on Fridays come in and be best friend. But I would just like to say to the referees, you have a thankless job. It does not matter what game I go to. Nobody's happy.
Some parents act like asses no matter what.
Yes.
Always.
Nobody's ever happy. And I would challenge those parents. Okay, I want you to go call that game. You're so smart. You know all the rules. I want you to go call that game and see if you can call a game where everybody is happy with what you're doing.
Do you think it's good to subject your children to these jerk parents and see that behavior? Because some of them will mirror and mimic that behavior as they get older.
I just want you to know that I see you, and I know you make mistakes, and I know you make mistakes, and I know you don't get paid very much. You have a horrible job, and I am shocked that anybody ever signs up.
And this is why I say we need to outlaw competitive sports of all kinds. Just outlaw them. If when you're an adult, you can do it, but if you're a kid, you can't do it.
I am a big fan of kids' sports, and I think there are a lot of good things about it. But every time I'm sitting in a game, I feel like walking up to the refs and going, I'm apologizing for parents everywhere.
I wish what you would do.
I know you're not perfect.
I wish you would gird up your loins and walk up to those parents who are doing that and say, why don't you grow up? Why don't you stop acting like such an ass?
I get that they're going to get it wrong. We've talked with Todd about this before.
Yeah.
Todd does football. Other kind of football.
Oh, now you're saying it's the refs' fault because they get it wrong? They get the calls wrong?
Of course they're going to get stuff wrong.
Well,
of course they're not going to catch
they need
everything.
to be called out on it.
Of course they're not going to catch everything. And Todd says that it can because he does high school sports too. He says it can get. Oh, I wonder if he's texted me. Hold on, maybe.
Oh, come on!
Oh yeah,
ref.
this is Todd. Hi,
Oh,
Todd.
is he texting?
I think for the most part they are doing the best they can, and yes, they get things wrong, and no, they don't hate your kid or hate your school. There was not some big conspiracy before the game. Okay, here's what we're going to do.
So it was the judge parents who were bad, huh?
No, I mean, it's all parents at every school. There are people that get upset about
There's a
it.
texter. I live in Morgan. I have a son on the Morgan football team. Parents up here are the worst. We are moving to Salt Lake where people are nicer.
And I would say there are judge parents that do it too. I mean, it's everywhere. Everyone gets. And I know you don't like to see, your kid should have got a call and didn't get a call, or called for something they didn't do.
It's almost impossible, though, not to at least when if a ref makes a call that you think is really bad, to not go, oh, come on, ref!
I know.
Come on!
But to bring it full circle, my child who said, don't bring me fast food, I want a healthy meal. Last night, Dad was not home. I said, we're on our own for dinner. What can I get you? And he said, I'm going to go get food myself. I'm like, all right. He comes home. I said, what'd you do? He said, well, I wanted to go to McDonald's and get the Minecraft meal. So not for the food. He wanted the toy. And he said they were sold out of the Minecraft.
Of course they are,
meal.
yeah. Oh, it's huge. I got a story about it coming up in Geek News. Stand by for all of that. Bill Frost will be here to tell us what's on TV after these messages. Traffic, Gina, please.
Let's see. Still some slowdowns up in Farmington southbound. They moved the crash over, but I'm looking at the UDOT cameras. This is near Parish Lane there. It looks like there's still quite a bit of slowage through that area. Whatever you're seeing, you can text us. Oh, like this. Tell Gina, thanks for letting me pet her puppy at the soccer game. If you want to text in about puppies or traffic or whatever you like, 33986.
I went to see Alton Brown on Saturday night, and there were some questionable calls there, too.
All right. KXRK Provo.
Anybody on the line?
He won't be able to call today.
Oh, did we finally get final word on that?
He's got a meeting of some kind. And
an important Dutch meeting?
Yes. Well, there's a leak in one of the dikes, and so he has to
go put his finger.
He has to go put his finger in it.
But so he's going to try to call tomorrow.
Okay.
But what this stems from is my friend Chris Provost and his wife Amanda. They host this YouTube channel called Provost Park Pass, and he travels all over the globe going to different amusement parks.
Not just Disney.
Not just Disney, but the big ones, the Universal, and also the small ones.
Does he go to Legoland?
He has done that one as well. Mm-hmm. But I guess that...
there's one in Holland, I think it's called Rotterdam or something like that, and it's all these miniature...
Chris could tell you. He would be able to... He was talking to me yesterday about one that's mostly forest. And so they have like roller coasters going through the trees, cool. But anyway, he met at one of these parks because apparently this guy is a Disney park nerd. And Chris called me yesterday and he said, guess what? I'm meeting your Dutch DJ friend at Shanghai Disney.
Oh, cool.
Coming up here in a month or so. He's going to come down and we're all going to hang out together. And I'm like, oh, great.
I hope they don't get kidnapped. Shanghai.
But I talked about this on Tuesday and how Chris met this guy at a party and they got talking and
he's a DJ at an alternative station
in the Netherlands called Kink, and he was aware of us. He says, that's interesting. My friend Carrie is Carrie, Bill, and Gina in Salt Lake.
He knows who we are.
Yeah.
And subsequently, we are now the world famous Radio from Hell show.
And I've been feeling as though we're really just a little speck in the world, but now I feel validated.
You feel better?
Yes, that a Dutch radio presenter knows my name.
Now, if you go to his Instagram page, I guess this whole segment is there, including video of us.
Yeah, I reposted it on my Instagram. and I've had a little back and forth with, and I would love to talk to him because I feel like we're getting his name wrong. It's either Michael or Michelle or Mikkel.
I think it's Mikkel Veenstra.
Proposing a cultural exchange where we go there and do
the morning show there.
Do a week's worth of shows with him.
Okay.
And then he comes here and does a week's worth of shows with us.
I am all for this.
He's a nerd. He's a radio nerd.
What's his
apparently.
name again? I want to.
It is Mikkel, Michiel, Veenstra. Yeah, I've got it wrong because he's laughing. Now we're saying it.
That's why I'm saying I need her to tell us.
STRA. Veenstra. It looks kind of like. Would you like to touch my monkey?
What?
Okay.
He doesn't like that.
Well,
He got a Young Talent Award from the Marconi Awards. We've never
gotten a Marconi Award.
No, why is that?
Because we've never.
You have to submit.
You have to apply.
Yeah,
and pay an entry fee.
Nee, je moet gewoon heel goed zijn.
All of those awards.
So this is him listening
he's
to us.
Yeah, he's disputing this.
Oh, we need to talk to him for
radio.
Ja, dat is misschien wel waar. Nou, maar dit dus. X96 in Utah is op de hoogte nu van Kink, K-I-N-K. En wil graag een cultural exchange doen. Dus dat zij een week lang hier komen en ik een week lang daar naartoe ga. Ik duik heel eventjes in... wacht, ik kan me ook eventjes rechtstreeks tot hen richten natuurlijk. Oké. Carrie, Bill, Gina, thanks for the plug on your radio station. I might be interested in visiting Salt Lake City in Utah and visiting your radio station. The only question.
$3,986.
Like Lauren from Syracuse.
Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is this a sponsored feature, Gina?
Love live music? Tired of paying too much for tickets and beers? Experience great live music and adult beverages without paying stupid prices at Utah's coolest venues. Don't miss Tom Petty tribute band Petty Theft April 18th at the Stateroom. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
Thank you.
Well, here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Bill Frost. Bill Frost is a writer. You can read his scratchings in City Weekly, cityweekly.net. He's also the host of the number 12 rated podcast.
We're number 12.
Yeah,
yes.
number 12. TV Tan. TV Tan podcast, the only TV podcast that matters. You can find it wherever podcasts are
wherever you get those.
Yeah. And then Bill is a musician. He's in a band called Magda Vega. He can shred, man.
I can shred, man.
Yeah.
Come see us at the Ice House on Saturday.
Ice House, okay.
Yeah.
And you can find all things related to Bill Frost
at BillFrost.tv.
All right.
And if you didn't see Captain America, Brave New World in the theaters,
yes.
It's out on VOD tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And you got
Do we know when it's on Disney Plus yet? No?
Not yet, no. I'm guessing probably about a month after this.
Yeah.
That's typically the way it goes.
It stuck around in theaters for a while.
Anthony Mackie, Harrison Ford as Red Hulk. Yeah, despite the reviews, it seemed to have a pretty long theatrical run.
Mm-hmm.
And another movie on VOD tomorrow, The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie.
Okay.
Porky and Daffy are fighting a secret alien mind control plot at a bubblegum factory.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Like you do.
Yeah.
And a new docuseries from Alex Gibney, who did Going Clear, the Scientology thing a few years ago. It's called The Dark Money Game. It's about how dark money influences American politics.
Oh, boy.
So feel-good programming.
Yeah.
There. And here's a bizarre comedy new on Apple TV Plus on Wednesday. Government Cheese, starring David Oyelowo. I'm totally butchering that. Oyelowo. It's about a man who's a recently released convict returning home to his family in San Fernando Valley in 1969. And he's aiming to become an inventor. He's invented a drill that sharpens itself as it works. And it looked very period perfect.
Okay.
And it's sort of a wacky comedy. Also on Wednesday, don't know who needed this, but Sherlock and Daughter on the CW. David Thewlis.
Sherlock and Daughter.
And Daughter, yes, on the CW. David Thewlis is Sherlock Holmes, but he has a daughter he didn't know about who is arriving from America to help him solve cases.
It's always it seemed a little creepy to me. David Thewlis.
I was going to say he's more Moriarty than Sherlock.
Yeah. I don't see him as Sherlock, but okay.
All right.
He's a good actor.
Oh, yeah. On Thursday on Prime Video, a new animated series called Number One Happy Family USA. This is Rami Youssef, Aliyah Shawkat, Mandy Moore, Chris Redder, and it's an A24 adult animated series. Yeah. It's created by Rami Youssef and Pam Brady. It's about a family living in post 9/11 America. There's a scene in the trailer where the kids are like starting school in early September 2001 thinking, this is going to be the best year ever.
Oh, boy.
No.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Very funny, looks like. Also on Netflix on Thursday, Ransom Canyon. Another, we're trying to cash in on that Yellowstone modern-day cowboy thing here. Josh Duhamel, Minka Kelly, and James Brolin. Not Josh, James.
Oh, the dad.
Yeah. And it's about ranching families and their drama. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought.
He's presenting these for
I know.
somebody will hear
Somebody
that.
will hear it and want to watch that.
I will say Josh Duhamel kind of makes it look work. A little beard, got the cowboy hat going.
He can do it.
He can deliver.
Pull it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also on Thursday, my favorite of the Law and Order shows, Organized Crime, premieres for season 5. This is one with Christopher Maloney.
Oh, yes.
It's called Organized Crime?
Yeah, Organized Crime. It's been...
is it called Law and Order?
Law and Order, Organized Crime.
Okay.
Yeah, and moving from NBC to Peacock now. But the first episode will premiere on NBC, then it'll go to Peacock. That's where you got to watch the rest of it.
So they're not going to show the series on NBC?
No.
They're showing it on Peacock.
So they didn't cancel it last year. They just said, it's going to become a Peacock original now. Yeah, it's all the same company.
I don't get it.
And Friday, Wolfman, also streaming on Peacock. The Christopher Abbott, Julia Garner werewolf movie.
Yeah.
Is this part of the Universal Monsters thing?
It was supposed to be, but they've changed their minds now.
They're like, oh, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's on Peacock on Friday. Also on Friday on Max, I did see this movie, and I really liked it. Companion. Starring Sophie Thatcher from Yellow Jackets and Jack Quaid. Android, your companion android. Things go wrong at a cabin in the woods.
Of course.
Yeah, it's really well done.
Why do you need a robot in the woods?
Okay.
You got your robot companion there.
Well, somebody's got to chop the wood.
Yeah.
It's Companion and it's on what?
Max.
Okay.
On Saturday, WrestleMania 41 for you sports fans.
What'd you look at me for?
It'll continue into Sunday.
Because you're the sports desk.
Because you are sports.
So it's a 2-day thing now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, on Peacock.
I know there's a documentary about one of the WrestleManias.
Oh, yeah.
I think I want to say Netflix, but it's probably Peacock or something like
that. Yeah. And Sunday, Gina, I know you love this show.
What's that?
The Rehearsal.
So uncomfortable.
It does, yeah.
So uncomfortable.
It's just very odd.
I didn't know they were doing more.
Oh yeah, this is it's been about almost 3 or more years since the first one. The second season, Nathan Fielder. This time he's getting into aviation safety. And if you go to x96.com, the trailer is insane. It's
wow.
This is so this is the show where he did a rehearsal for like It's sort of reality. Can you explain a little bit more? What
Barely.
He prepares you for something.
That's right. Okay. Yeah.
That is either upcoming or may happen to you. And
like I have to, like the parenting one. I'm thinking about adopting a child, so I want to practice having a child.
And they set up the whole elaborate scene and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
This time we're diagramming out airplane disasters or emergencies.
So he didn't know we were going to be having so many of these when he started.
I'm sure this was finished a year ago.
Yeah.
Now, what? Where do I see this?
That is on HBO and Max on Sunday.
Okay.
And also on Sunday, there's now that we've tariffed the penguins out of existence, we have a new docuseries about them. Secrets of the Penguins on National Geographic, Disney Plus, and Hulu. Narrated by who else but Blake Lively?
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, she's the perfect person to do that.
When you think of nature documentaries, that's
well, penguins and specifically, I think Blake Lively.
And that's all the new stuff this week. And if you haven't been watching Dark Winds on AMC, I would highly recommend it.
Good season.
Good season. Yeah, really good.
Yeah,
I've got them stacked up in the DVR.
Yeah.
But
I've watched most of it, and I'm very.
I guess he took ketamine this past episode or something.
It's a trippy episode, yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
Also, Mythic Quest has been canceled on Friday, but they're remaking the final episode to make it a series finale.
Yeah.
So I guess they shot some extra stuff just in case. So that'll be premiering sometime this week on Apple TV Plus, and watch The Studio on Apple TV Plus.
I'm caught up on The Studio, and it's quickly becoming my favorite show.
Those long shots, how are they even possible?
I know. That whole one episode was amazing.
And the Pit was an incredible finale.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that. And I watched the first episode of The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Last night, and I didn't care for it that much. I mean, I'll stick with it, of course.
They're setting up for events.
I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, I could tell that, but it was just kind of, can we get to something here? Let's get to something.
They're in Jackson, Wyoming. They're relaxing.
Yeah. And I've also been watching 1923.
Oh,
which
it's
the Yellowstone universe.
Yes,
the production values on that thing are just incredible.
Oh yeah, got all that Yellowstone money.
It's like watching a movie every week.
Yeah,
we watched the season finale of Yellow Jackets. Shauna's the dangerous one.
Bat-esque crazy.
Who'd have thought?
That's you never know. Like, okay, maybe she's the crazy one. No.
Nope.
They keep you guessing, and not anymore.
Isn't it always Juliette Lewis? It always has to be Juliette.
Well, she's not around anymore.
That's what they wanted you to think. Yeah. See, they wanted you to think that she was the dangerous one.
Yeah.
But then Sue got me hooked on. I hate reality TV shows.
True.
Right? I hate them.
Right.
But we were flipping through Netflix, and we saw that Peter Serafinowicz is hosting one.
Yes, I know.
Called
about this
$1 Million
one.
Secret.
Yeah.
And he is funny. I like him.
What is the premise of $1 Million Secret?
It's so complicated, I hesitate to explain it to you. But I got hooked on this show.
Are they taking a note from the traders, like having a very funny host?
Kind of like that, yeah. And
it doesn't matter what the game is.
But he's always good, and we need more of him and less of these idiots that are in this big house where you have the $1 million, but you don't want the $1 million because everyone thinks you have the $1 million, and they'll vote you out if they think you're the millionaire.
This is already too much.
It's already, exactly. I would try to explain it, but it would take too long.
Is the Traders good?
Yes, really good. Yeah, for a reality competition show. Yeah, mostly because of Alan Cumming.
Yeah. And I hope that they figure that out with this show.
Yeah.
Is that you need more Peter Serafinowicz. Anyway,
all right, Bill Frost. You can catch him. Just go to billfrost.tv.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Traffic, Gina, please.
Well, Katy Perry has returned from space.
Oh, did they go up?
They went up and came back.
And they're all alive. And
she's kissing the ground. Oh my, this is wonderful.
Boo. Boo.
Why don't they leave Lauren Sanchez up there? That's traffic.
That's traffic?
Yeah, sure. Haster Games for board games. Magic the Gathering. Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State or HasterGames.com.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Beat Gina coming up after these messages and a song. Very easy to play, very easy to win. All you have to do is just play, and you'll win. What is the
tickets to Lagoon?
Lagoon passes. Everybody wants those.
Yep.
877-602-9696 is the number to call. Line up and play Beat Gina right after these messages and a song.
To my sailor son yesterday.
Oh.
Festus.
So is this officially a segment?
Sure.
All right. Here we go. It's
Hello, sailor boy.
There you go.
Festus is currently in San Diego in Independent Duty Corpsman School. It's
Independent Duty
Corpsman. Corpsmen are medics.
All right, okay.
Independent duty corpsmen are medics that are assigned to. So, like on the big aircraft carriers, they have full hospitals with doctors and surgeons and everything. But on the smaller ships, they have an independent duty corpsman who does all of the medical care, whatever the sailors need. And it's everything. It's
it's not you up to a point, I would assume. You say, we're going to have to send you to the aircraft carrier. I can't handle it.
Yeah, part of what he has to learn how to do is to discern: is this something I can handle?
Triage is what that's called, Gina.
Because it's a big deal to have somebody. They have to be airlifted off with a helicopter. It's usually a big deal. So the more things that he's able to handle on the ship, the better.
Yeah, I can sew that up.
Speaking of sewing it up, I told you about the training mission he had where a guy came to the clinic and he had, you're not supposed to have nipple rings.
No.
Remember this story?
Yes. Yeah, a guy
got his nipple ring caught in something and it ripped his nipple off. He had to
Which is why you're not supposed to have
exactly
nipple rings.
This is precisely why.
Dumbass.
So I called him yesterday because I had seen some news stories that were saying that the fires in L.A., part of what they do to help manage those is they'll turn the power off. Now, why do they turn the power off? Because sometimes that can spark new fires. That they were talking about turning the power off all the way down to San Diego. So I was curious if his power was out, and so I called him to check on him. They hadn't turned the power off yet, and I don't think they ever did. But I said, so what'd you learn in school today? And he said, it was Syphilis Day.
Yay, syphilis!
Syphilis Day.
I said, really? He's like, Mom, it's the Navy. Of course we need to learn about syphilis.
It's true.
You go into port. And
now, wait a minute. Come on. I mean, I can understand scurvy day, but
you go into port and you go have a
little
fun.
Yeah.
And you come back on the ship.
And you got a dose.
And I said, so what did you learn about syphilis? I said, how do you diagnose it? And I said, did they just say it hurts when I pee and they come to the clinic? He said, well, that's part of it. But he said they also will have a rash on their hands. So check your hands.
Yeah, kind of like this.
A rash, and on their feet. And he said, and we had to learn how to do a blood test to accurately diagnose.
I think one of the insidious things about syphilis is like the symptoms will disappear, and it'll be there, and you won't know it for years.
Yeah, it just lays in wait,
and then you can go blind, right?
It doesn't wait. I mean, it's just still working on you. You just don't know it.
Oh, I just looked it up. It's called latent syphilis. The infection is present in the body but doesn't cause symptoms that can last for years or decades.
Yeah.
So he has to be able to identify syphilis.
Well, the best way to identify it is like catch it, and just you need some
experience,
some first-hand experience with it.
But and it's very curable, by the way, if you have antibiotics, I guess.
Yep. It used to be penicillin is what but I think it's more antibiotics now.
But I'm just you think of a medic in the military, it's all like
ask him
sewing up gunshot wounds, but no, it's also sewing on nipples and checking for syphilis.
Ask him if they told him about the Sif Shuffle.
Syphilis shuffle.
Oh,
The
that's
syphilis
another
shuffle.
way you
That's-
identify.
and that's like long term.
Those are guys who have gone.
yeah, that's
And
old Navy guy.
Well, it's spread to the brain and your nervous
Oh.
system, and
and you kind of just sort of shuffle your feet, and, like zombies.
Yeah.
But haven't you seen those old World War II posters? Of,
About STDs?
shore leave.
Yeah.
She could have syphilis. I know she looks like a nice
She
girl.
looks like a nice girl.
Yeah, and they and they always point to the girls.
You know, the guys have it too.
She's a carrier.
Use a condom, please. So yeah, it's exciting stuff.
Is he enjoying that?
He loves it. He said, I'm learning stuff that it's different when you're going to school and it's stuff I want this information. Like you're not like, I got to study. And he's like, no, I want to know this stuff.
the chat room just found a syphilis poster from those days.
Yeah.
It's got a train, and all of these servicemen are getting off of it. It said, syphilis. All of these men have it. Women, stay away from dance halls.
That's horrible. So that's a warning for women. That's the other
That is-
side
yes.
of it. That's
She may be a bag of trouble. Syphilis, gonorrhea.
She may be a bag of trouble. Now she looks
you
disreputable.
you can tell she's got it. You can just tell looking at her.
Juke joint sniper, syphilis and gonorrhea.
Yes.
Yeah, she's standing out in front of Shorty's place. So
Shorty's place. That's all you had to say to me. Yeah.
We interrupt this program to give you a bulletin just received from one of our naval units at sea.
That's right.
Hello, sailor boy.
There you go.
And he's doing great, by the way.
Good. Because on this day, in 1994, Hole released their second studio album, Live Through This, featuring the singles Miss World, Doll Parts, Softer Softest, and that song, Violet. All right. Let's see. It's time for Beat Gina, brought to you by
Lagoon, now open weekends. Visit Lagoon and enjoy the Flower Festival through April 27th, plus special funnel cake flavors all month long. Ticket information at x96.com.
Well, let's have at it. Or perhaps I should say, let's have at her. Her being the one and only Gina Barberi. G-Balls, if you will, on today's episode of Beat Gina. But first, I'm your announcer, Johnny O, with this special announcement from the Columbia Broadcasting System. Gather the whole family around the television this Sunday evening at 7 for a heartwarming, Emmy-winning holiday special. It's a Charlie Brown Christmas. Charlie Brown, Lucy, Snoopy, and the gang are bubbling with excitement as they prepare a super Christmas party.
It's April.
But something special is missing, and only little Linus knows what. A Charlie Brown Christmas, brought to you by Dolly Madison, bakers of all kinds of neat-to-eat treats, and by the people in your town who bottled Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola and Coke are registered trademarks of the Coca-Cola Company. We'll see you there this Sunday night on your CBS affiliate station. And now, here's a man who saved Christmas time after time after time. Your host, Terry Jackson.
It's Easter.
I don't understand.
All right. Okay.
It's a heartwarming holiday special.
Sure.
Any time of the year.
It's good anytime. All right. The randomizer has picked a contestant. Gina, you'll be playing against Jenna today. Jenna,
Jenna.
are you there?
Jenna.
Hello.
Hello.
I am here.
All right, Jenna, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage in the game. If you call it correctly, you call it heads or tails.
Tails.
All right. It is heads.
Oh, Jenna, you're one step further away from these lagoon passes. You're going to have to work for them.
Sorry.
Crapola.
Yeah, sorry, Jenna. The coin toss determined that Gina goes first. She gets the first question to herself, unobstructed by you. Multiple choice pop culture trivia. If she answers it correct, she gets the point. If not, oh, Jenna, I hope you were paying attention, because you can answer the same question correctly and steal Gina's point away. We'll go back and forth like that till one of you gets 3 points. I've got some leftover Robert Downey Jr. trivia.
I'll take it.
Gina.
What?
Who performed at Robert Downey Jr.'s wedding to Susan Downey?
Okay.
Who performed? Is it 1, Sting and Billy Idol? Is it 2, Oingo Boingo and Cyndi Lauper? Is it 3, Feminist Mansion and Floppy Tuna? Or 4, Chopstick Suppository and Layover Diarrhea?
They're very good. If it were my wedding, I'd want Sting and Billy Idol there.
Correct.
There you go. It's a point for Gina. And now we go to Jenna.
Jenna?
Gina and Jenna.
Jenna, who did Robert Downey Jr. thank for helping him get clean?
Oh, come on. It's easy.
Let's see.
Come on, go ahead, Jenna.
Who did Robert Downey Jr. thank for helping him get clean? Was it 1, Mr. Clean? Was it 2, God and Jesus and the Bible and Xenu and Satan and State Farm? Was it 3, In-N-Out Burger, or 4, Burger King?
Number 2.
God and Jesus and the Bible and Xenu.
Jenna,
and
would you
Satan
like to come over to my house and watch the Charlie Brown special?
State Farm. Oh, Jenna, no. I'm terribly sorry.
Gina.
In-N-Out Burger.
Oh, Gina.
No?
Oh, well, how about that?
You thought it was so easy,
I
didn't you?
did.
Burger King.
I thought you were going to say Mel Gibson. That's where I thought you were going with.
Burger King.
Well, it's 1 point for Gina, and Gina controls the question.
Gina?
Jenna has no points.
The sound, this is the only Avengers or our Iron Man trivia of all of these. Okay.
I'm surprised.
The sound used during a target lock in Iron Man's head-up display
Okay.
is the same sound as what?
Okay.
Is it 1, Red Leader's X-Wing target lock sound from Star Wars A New Hope? Was it 2, the sound of the laser cannon firing in Space Invaders? 3, the General Lee's car horn from Dukes of Hazzard? Or 4, the 1877 Cars for Kids jingle?
I will go with number 1.
Red Leader?
No.
Careless. All right.
All right, Jenna, it's your chance to get into the game.
Oh, is it number 2?
Yes, Space Invaders.
There you go. That's 1-1. Now Jenna controls the question.
Jenna, we're moving on to, let's see, Daredevil trivia. Familiar with the superhero Daredevil?
No.
Oh, good.
You don't have to.
Perfect.
This will be good.
Fine.
This will be good. Which university did Matt Murdock get his law degree from? He's a lawyer, you know. Where did he get his law degree? Was it 1, New York University? Was it 2, Columbia University? Was it 3, Metropolis Community College? Or 4, Radio from Hell University, home of the Lunging Weasels?
Number 2?
Columbia.
Well, there you go.
Very good.
That's 2 for Jenna, 1 for Gina. We go back to Gina for the tie.
Gina.
Yeah.
In the Daredevil movie from 2003.
Okay.
It's the Ben Affleck one. Yeah. It's the first time that Colin Farrell, or Bullseye, the character he plays, first time that Colin Farrell does what in an American movie? Is it 1, suck? Is it 2, appears clean-shaven? Is it 3, uses his own Irish accent? Or 4, his own stunts?
I'm going to go with Irish accent.
That is correct.
2-2. Jenna, if you get this one, though, you win.
All right, Jenna, let's go with Friday the 13th trivia. You ready?
Okay, yes.
Kane Hodder, who played Jason, one of his favorite death scenes was from his tenure was what? One of his favorite kills. Was it 1, he picks up the girl in the sleeping bag and bashes her into the tree? Was it 2, one guy punches Jason for like a good minute or something, and then Jason knocks his head off in one swing? Was it 3, when he told Jack there was not enough room on the floating door and let him sink? Or 4, when he shot Old Yeller?
Number 2?
Oh,
no. Well,
sorry.
Now, this is for the win, Gina.
The sleeping bag.
Sleeping bag is correct.
Gina wins the game. I'm so sorry, Jenna. It's you were close, though. Very close.
So you were so close. In fact, let's just pretend you won anyway, and we'll give you these tickets to Lagoon.
This is unprecedented.
Wow, thank you.
That's amazing, isn't it?
That's just
All right.
don't tell anybody I did that, Jenna.
Hold on the line, and Katie
Hang
will
on.
help you out.
All
Listen,
right.
I've got to go. Mrs. Zola and I are decorating the tree.
The Easter tree, I guess. I don't know.
It's a Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
All right. Big Boy News now, brought to you by
2 epic shows, 1 mind-blowing experience. Laser AC/DC Rock Legends, brought to life in lasers. Laser Taylor Swift Volume 2, bigger, brighter, better than ever. Now playing only in the Hanson Dome Theater. Tickets are on sale and going fast. Get yours before they're gone at clarkplanetarium.org.
All right, thank you.
Well, after just 2 weeks in theaters, a Minecraft movie is already the highest-grossing Hollywood release of 2025. The Warner Brothers video game adaptation followed up its blockbuster opening with a second weekend of $80.6 million in ticket sales. After doubling expectations in its $300 million global debut, a Minecraft movie continued to draw audiences unlike anything else this year. The film, directed by Jared Hess, starring Jack Black and Jason Momoa, slid 50% in its second go-round in U.S. and Canadian theaters, an impressive hold after such a big debut. Critics really they're not that kind to the movie.
It's critic proof.
It's 46% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's like the biggest video game.
Audience scores were merely good, a B+ cinema score.
Yeah.
But a Minecraft movie latched on with moviegoers who have increasingly turned out in droves for the big budget video game adaptation. And somebody in Provo brought a live chicken to the Minecraft movie.
Well, I've got that story coming up in Geek News.
Okay, I'll skip through then. That's just a billboard for you, a headline for you. Let's see. Let's go to this story then. The authorities in Pennsylvania arrested a suspect after a fire was set at Governor Josh Shapiro's residence on Sunday. Pennsylvania state authorities arrested and charged a Harrisburg man they said set the fire at the governor's mansion while Governor Shapiro and his family were sleeping. And I think they had guests with them as well, forcing them to evacuate early Sunday before the blaze severely damaged part of the building. The man was identified as Cody Balmer. He jumped a fence and managed to evade state troopers after he broke into the building. He fled the scene, was arrested after turning himself into police on Sunday. officials said at a news conference. Balmer was charged with attempted murder, arson, and terrorism. During the briefing on Sunday outside the fire-charred mansion, Governor Shapiro, a Democrat who gained national prominence last year when he was on the short list of possible running mates for Kamala Harris, said that the FBI was assisting in the investigation. The smell of smoke lingering in the air as he spoke, with the blackened, broken windows where the arsonist had struck were visible behind him. Shapiro and his family are Jewish. They're charging this guy with several crimes, including hate crime. Let's see. Thousands of visitors on Sunday flocked to a popular weekend swap meet, which opened last week in a new location. After redevelopment plans forced to move, at the Redwood Drive-In, the 801 swap meet, now located inside and outside the 801 Convention Center.
I don't know where that is.
1055 West North Temple.
Oh, okay.
It was, says, I'll be honest with you, this is a tough moment because some people, well, they live from here, organizer Monica Acuna said during an interview. But they found this location. The new swap meet came together in about a month.
It actually was faster than I thought it would.
Yeah. According to Acuna, the 801 swap meet boasted 220 vendors on the first weekend and 300 vendors on Sunday afternoon. She hoped the swap meet would surpass 700 vendors this summer. It's been hard, ups and downs, but I'm happy that we're able to get this spot for our people, our community. This is cultural. Everybody loves this swap meet. You know what I think this is? They used to have paintball there. Indoor paintball, I think this is that place. And I've been in there. It's big. It's huge. Let's see. After Utah State University made significant changes to how it responds to sexual misconduct, particularly in taking action to address the sexually hostile culture in its football program, the school is starting to see the end to some of the federal monitoring it has been under for the past 5 years. The Logan School announced this week that it received a letter from the U.S. Department of Justice that partially determines some of the ongoing federal oversight. USU, according to the February letter from the DOJ, has demonstrated substantial compliance in addressing concerns the department had around how the university responded to cases of sexual assault on campus, and that include major efforts from the school to overhaul the Title IX office and train students on preventing sexual misconduct. Let's see. A Florida school teacher has been fired for using a student's preferred name without the consent of the student's parents. Melissa Calhoun, a teacher at the Satellite High School near Cape Canaveral, it's called Satellite High School near Cape Canaveral, will not have her contract renewed for the next school year after she called a student by a preferred name without getting a form signed by the parents. Calhoun is thought to be the first teacher fired over Florida's new law requiring teachers to obtain parental consent before referring to students by a different name than their legal one.
By the way, these parents, whoever they are horrible parents, and your child is going to grow up and not want to talk to you.
Exactly.
This parent, the student's parents, reportedly alerted Brevard Public Schools that Calhoun was calling the student by a different name. It was a name that the student preferred, but no parental permission, so she got fired.
It's your kid, for God's sake.
Let's see. Skeletal human remains have been found inside of a car linked to a decades-old cold case in Illinois, Kane County, Illinois. A news helicopter, let's see, no, we don't want to do that. Search teams with a nonprofit group called the Chaos Divers found the car believed to have been submerged for 42 years. I want to stress that this is an extensive recovery process, and it's expected to take some time, but they did find a skeleton in the car, and they believe it belonged to Karen Sheppers, a woman who disappeared more than 40 years ago. She was 23 years old. She was last seen attending a party with coworkers at a bar in Carpentersville, and neither Karen nor her 1980 Toyota Celica was ever seen again until now. And they're not seeing much of her, just her skeleton. But they still don't know exactly what happened. How did the car... Was it intentional? Was it an accident? What went on? They don't know. There is a public health alert issued when inspectors learned that a batch of cilantro was being recalled after it was discovered to contain pieces of wood. The cilantro was shipped out to a number of companies that make various pre-made soup products. Campbell's Chicken Tortilla Soup, Campbell's Soup Baja Chicken Enchilada Soup, Campbell's Wicked Thai Soup, a whole bunch of them. These are all soups that are made in bulk and used in restaurants, I believe. But they're wood products in the cilantro. And surveillance footage from cameras in and outside of a automotive shop in New Jersey shows something bizarre happening. A mystery object falling from the sky and damaging the auto shop. This is in the small town of Magnolia, New Jersey. Apparently 2:30 in the morning, residents were awakened by the sound. Sebastian Leonardo arrived at his auto body shop later that morning. He noticed a giant hole in the building. Surveillance footage from cameras in and outside the automotive shop shows the moment something collided with the building. I don't know why they don't know what it is.
Yeah, why is this a mystery?
I don't know.
If it fell into the building,
isn't it laying there on the ground?
it would be laying
You
there.
would think, but they're not saying that it is.
Well, you don't click on something unless you have an air of mystery about it.
I'm looking through the whole story though, and they're not saying.
Oh, you know what? It was the Hulk.
Sure.
Oh, maybe that was. Maybe
And then he got up and ran away.
You got a condition.
Yeah. They said it was really loud. It was bright. It was from the sky.
Yeah.
What? But they're not saying.
Yeah, because that's more interesting
I
than
don't
something fell out of the sky.
And Katy Perry's okay. She went to space and now she's back.
More shiny keys. Sports weather traffic.
Oh, I got accused of not doing enough wrestling. So President Trump gave RFK Jr.'s wife, Cheryl Hines, the cold shoulder, refusing to shake her hand as he made his rounds at UFC 314 in Florida on Saturday night. Commander-in-Chief kicked things off by making a grand entrance to thunderous applause because that's his crowd, wrestling in Florida.
It's fighting.
Oh, fighting?
UFC is fighting.
I don't know.
It's not wrestling.
Not wrestling. It's that Dana White guy.
Yeah. Another real.
Anyway, there's video of him coming in and shaking hands,
Yeah.
and you can see Cheryl Hines, and she holds out her hand, and he just.
And then she turns to RFK Jr. and it's like, what the hell? And he just kind of stands there like.
Anyway, that's sports.
All right.
Weather. A little chilly this morning. High of 66 and sunny. Beautiful day today, it looks like. 74 tomorrow. Next chance of showers looks like Wednesday. About a 50% chance, actually. And then things cool off quite a bit. So much so that we could see some overnight little tiny snowflakes maybe on Friday. Just cold enough to maybe make that happen. Traffic, let me see if anything new has happened. Been a pretty good commute this morning. Let's see. Oh, something's going on in Linden. What's that? Northbound I-15, milepost 274. The center lane is closed there. Also crash eastbound 201, 5200 west. Right lane affected there. Is your AC ready for summer? Larson came to my house.
They're
got my AC
coming to mine this week.
Yeah, all tuned up, ready to go. Yeah. Get the X96 special offer for spring AC tune-ups, and be sure to ask about their VIP plans that include 2 annual tune-ups, priority scheduling, plus discounts on all services, repairs, and replacements. Go to larsonhvac.com/X96.
All right, we got some geek news next, and the Boner recap game coming up just after 9 o'clock.
That was that I don't think we've ever done before. We went out of town to have Thanksgiving dinner. Before we'd always go to grandma's or mother-in-law's or whatever, but these people pass on, and they kind of
new traditions need to be.
You lose that anchor, and it just kind of. So somebody in my wife's family suggested, why don't we rent a condo up at Bear Lake? I heard there are these new condos up there that are really nice. It's a place called Water Dance, and they are very nice. We'll go up there on Wednesday. Then each person will be responsible for some portion of the Thanksgiving dinner.
All right.
So my wife was assigned the Brussels sprouts, My son made the mashed potatoes and gravy.
All right.
Well, actually, I made the turkey stock for the gravy. And my daughter baked 2 pies. And let's see. But Uncle Todd was in charge of the turkey.
That's the main event.
Yeah. So a few days before we were set to go up to Bear Lake, my wife comes home. She said, Uncle Todd's got the turkey all in hand. I said, oh, good. She said, yeah, he's got about 4 dozen turkey legs. I said, what? He says he's going to do turkey's expensive this year, so he got these turkey
Only
legs.
doing turkey legs.
Yeah, got these turkey legs. They were on sale. It was a real good deal at Lucky's, and so we're going to just have turkey legs. And I said, people don't like dark meat mostly. Now I like it.
It's my favorite.
I like it, but most people don't. That's why they breed turkeys with giant breasts, because most people like the white meat.
It ain't natural.
And so I said, I'm buying a turkey breast to take up there, which I did, and I'll cook it. I'll roast it. Which the oven was full of Uncle Todd's turkey legs, and so I had to. I thought, what am I going to do? Oh, there's a grill outside. I'll just put the grill pan and use it like an oven. Use the grill like an oven, and I did that. It worked out great.
Good.
Uncle Todd's turkey legs were inedible.
What happened? Did he overcook them or something?
No, he undercooked them. I think they weren't raw. No, they weren't raw, but they were like rubber. These rubbery. And I felt really bad for him. He was like, oh, geez. But I saved Thanksgiving. The turkey breast.
Was there enough for everybody?
Yes. Yeah, there were 10 of us, and there was still some left over.
Really?
Turkey breasts are big, Gina. There was a lot of turkey on it, and so I saved Thanksgiving.
Did they toast you, Bill?
Well,
to Bill Allred.
But Uncle Todd even said, I got to admit, you saved Thanksgiving. As a matter of fact, I think he was the first one to say it. But he still had these turkey legs, some of which he hadn't yet cooked, because they were huge to begin with. And he said, I don't know what went wrong with these. I just don't understand it. I said, well, I think what you need to do is cook them on a low temperature,
low and slow.
very slow. Just let them, cook the crap out of them. And I think, he said, well, I'm going to try it with the rest of them that are left over. Took my advice, put them in there. They came out perfect. And they were good. The dark turkey meat on there was good. But I saved Thanksgiving, and I was
a hero.
I was a hero, the hero of Thanksgiving.
Well, I just want to let you know that the Hallmark Channel is looking to get in touch with your people so they can make a movie.
The Hero of Thanksgiving.
The Hero of Thanksgiving. That's a working title. We'll workshop it, but.
Aunt Julie's stuffing, or dressing if you prefer to call it that, was delicious, and the yams were delicious. And it was a good meal all in all, and way too much, of course, and pies and rolls and all of that.
Carrie,
Well, Sue cooked for just the two of us. I told her that she didn't have to, that we could get some kind of a takeout thing, but she hadn't done it in a while, and she wanted to, and everything was delicious and wonderful. She made the mistake of telling me how easy this stuffing recipe was.
You mean you could make this all the time?
I thought there was something. Oh, no, that took me no time at all.
Not much to it, really.
And
butter and turkey stock or chicken stock.
And this one had mandarin oranges in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, did she...
8-6.
All right, 8:49. Is this a sponsored feature?
Satisfying all of your gift needs since 1982, located in the heart of Trolley Square. It's Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
Way more.
Oh, yeah.
Way more.
A lot of cool stuff. All right. Well.
Yes?
Before I get to the Minecraft story, just real quick here. HBO has announced the adult cast of its Harry Potter TV series.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. John Lithgow, right?
Yeah, there's been a lot of rumors and everything. I mean, he's admitted that he is going to be doing it, but they finally have announced, here's your adult cast. Let's see, months of rumors. So John Lithgow as Dumbledore.
Okay.
Oscar nominee Janet McTeer from Ozark.
Oh, yeah.
Will take the role of Minerva McGonagall.
I can see that.
Let's see, from Black Mirror, Papa Esiedu will take the role of Severus Snape.
Okay.
Nick Frost will play Hagrid.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Stage actor Luke Fallon will play, they're giving their titles, and I just don't care. Quinius Quirrell, I don't know. Paul Whitehouse of Harry and Paul has been cast as Argus Filch. It's a show I won't watch because,
It's not for you, Carrie.
it's
That's
not
all
for
right.
me, and to hell with J.K. Rowling. So
I might watch it because of John Lithgow.
that would be the reason,
You see his take on that.
see his take on Dumbledore. So anyway, okay, here is the Minecraft story. There has been situations in the theaters that have caused the police to be called. Chicken jockey is the term
Right.
that we're talking about. It's a hard. I guess it's rare in the game where you can get a chicken to. You can ride the chicken, or the chicken rides you. I can't remember what it was.
You ride the chicken.
You ride the chicken?
Yeah, I think my kids were explaining this to me.
Yeah, it's and everybody shouts chicken jockey.
It's like a Rocky Horror kind of.
Yeah, and they've been throwing popcorn and
Yeah.
everything, but somebody did in fact bring a live chicken to one of the screenings in Provo.
Yeah,
and so the police were called. Well, Jared Hess, the director,
Utah Zone.
He's okay with this.
Bring a chicken, sure.
He's fine with it. It's been so bananas. It's been way too fun. It's weird when you're having too much fun and the cops get called. It's funny because I think it's just literally cheering and throwing popcorn, which is so funny to me that the cops are getting called for popcorn. Yeah, it's hilarious. I've seen funny video. They're bringing live chickens, Jared.
That's not just popcorn. That's
yeah. And all right.
Chickens like movies. It's a known fact.
It's a known fact, yeah. This is about 20 years too late for this. The Oscars are finally going to recognize stunt design.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Finally.
Yep.
The nominees in the category will be included as part of the award show broadcast even. So you're going to get to see them.
Good.
This is the
they should
Academy.
have done this for the Fall Guy.
Well, yeah, and I was just going to say the Fall Guy has a lot of like real, honest-to-God stunts.
They're actual practical,
not CGI
computer,
stuff.
Yeah.
But he was one of the people, the guy who the director producer David Leitch. He was one of the guys who helped push this. But Tom Cruise was really the one who said it needs to happen. So they're finally going to be doing that. Like I said, it's like years too late.
Will they only recognize practical stunts though, and
Well,
not
it's not a stunt if it's
not
computer.
CGI?
I would think that they would probably go with practical. I would think.
You would think.
Because you could do,
You can do anything with a computer. But
Dune 3, Dune Messiah. They're putting it together.
Okay.
And they're talking to Robert Pattinson to be the villain in the film. Skytale?
Okay.
From the book, I don't know. Anyway, but so there's that. He, again pushing back the Batman 2 movie.
Skytale.
Skytale. How do you say this?
Spell it.
Scytale.
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 I would probably say sigh rather than.
I'm
Sky.
sure there's some comic book guy furiously texting now.
Excuse me. Let's see. Before the second season premiered on Sunday night of Last of Us, HBO said, we've seen it all. Give you season 3. How about that? So you're going to get a season 3 of Last of Us, which means that you can let them stack up in your DVR. And finally this. I was going to bid on this because when I first checked on it, the opening bid was $500. But
That was okay. 500.
500, I was good. I was willing to go 600.
For what?
For C-3PO's foot.
His foot.
His foot. It's
just the foot.
Just the foot.
Okay.
Heritage Auctions. The C-3PO foot comes from a personal collection of the art director and production designer Harry Lang, who worked on Empire Strikes Back. He also worked on Return of the Jedi, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Moonraker, Great Muppet Caper, Dark Crystal. Anyway, he worked on Empire Strikes Back. This C-3PO foot is the actual foot from the Empire Strikes Back.
Anthony Daniels wore that foot?
He wore that foot.
And these are just 3 different views of the same foot. Right?
Yeah, and it was $500 when I checked.
Sure.
It's up to over 1,000 now.
No, that's too much.
Oh, come on.
No, it's too far. That's too far.
I'm glad you have a limit.
I do. Well, it's C-3PO's foot.
If it was his head, maybe?
If it was his head, I'd go further, but, you know. All right. Traffic, please.
Crash southbound I-15, milepost 313. That's the I-15-215 junction in Davis County off to the right shoulder. Crash northbound I-15 in Linden at milepost 274. Center lane is affected there. And whatever you're seeing, you can text us. Nobody sent anything in a bit, but we're happy when you let us know what you're seeing out on the roads at 33986.
All right. Let's see. We've got coming up after these messages and a song. And it's an On This Day song, by the way. We have the Boner Recap game. Easy to play, easy to win. All you have to do is call us and tell us who won the Boner this morning. It's easy. If you were listening, you know.
Yeah.
If you weren't listening, I'll bet you could guess today.
You could.
You could guess today, but why not check your work? Go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boners, April 14, 2025, and it'll say winner right there. What is the prize that we have?
Tickets to see LCD Sound System August 12th at the Sandy Amphitheater.
LCD Sound System tickets. That's cool. All right, so there you go. 877-602-9696. Call, play, win. It's the Boner Recap game.
And once you play Beat Gina, you may say, "My God, what have I done?" I'm your announcer and pea lover, Johnny Ola.
What?
I'm your announcer and pea.
One more time, Johnny.
I'm your announcer and pea lover, Johnny Ola, for Green Giant Great Big Tender Sweet Green Peas.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
The other day, a lady wanted to know why peas right from her own garden didn't taste as good as Green Giant peas. And Green Giant says, "Well, thank you, ma'am. There have been a lot of professors up here to the Green Giant country to study the answer to that one. You see, the giant has a special way of making the soil richer, and we won't go into what that is.
Ho, ho, ho.
So that the vines grow faster. That way, he can pick good-sized peas that are still babies in tenderness. And what gets peas...
Come on, you're a professional, Johnny.
And what gets pea scientists... Yes, there are pea scientists.
There are.
What gets pea scientists is how the giant knows in advance just when the peas reach their one fleeting moment of perfect flavor. That comes about 60 days after planting. Maybe at midnight, maybe at dawn. Whenever it comes, that's when the peas get picked. 60-day wonders. That's what the professor fellas call them. They graduate young and tender. See what you think. Buy a can of Green Giant Great Big Tender Sweet Peas today. And now, here comes the Twister. Your host, Kerry Jackson.
All right.
Nice job, Johnny.
Professional.
Sorry.
I say professional.
I
in
apologize
air quotes.
for my...
Congratulations on the big P money.
Yeah, you got the big P money going.
Those pea professors.
Mm-hmm.
And they like them when they graduate young and tender.
There will be no time for news.
No. Sorry.
That's all right. We can push it back. We got nothing in the next break.
All right.
Erica has been chosen by the randomizer to play the game. Erica, are you there?
I am.
All right, Erica.
You lucky girl.
We're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game. Call it heads or tails.
Tails.
Coin toss app says heads. Nick goes first.
Look at that.
All right, so you're one step away, one step further away from not winning these tickets. What's the prize again?
To see comedian Steve Trevino, who's going to be playing at the Capitol Theater this February 4th. In 2 days, Erica.
I think we ought to throw in a can of green peas, too.
If you can get some.
We can scrounge some.
You have the connections.
I do.
All right, so Nick's going to go first, Erica. It's multiple choice pop culture trivia. If he gets the answer correctly, he gets the point. If not, I will allow you to steal the point away by answering the question correctly. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. It's pop culture trivia potpourri because, well, it's been a weird week.
Did we exhaust the Billy Crystal?
Yes, they're all gone.
Good. Okay.
I now have exciting Christian Slater trivia for you.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Keep in mind, Nick, I write these questions for Gina.
I know.
All right.
I know.
Yes, Christian Slater trivia. Here we go. What was Christian Slater's first leading role? What movie? And the part. Was it Mark in Pump Up the Volume? Was it Binks in The Legend of Billie Jean? Was it Quaxer Fortune in Quaxer Fortune Has a Cousin in the Bronx? Or was it Howard in Howard the Duck?
Give me 3 one more time. Sorry.
Was it Quaxer Fortune in Quaxer Fortune Has a Cousin in the Bronx?
No.
You just wanted me to say that.
Number 1?
Number 1 is your answer. I'm sorry, that is incorrect.
Oh.
Erica, you have a chance to steal.
The Legend of Billie Jean.
Correct.
Okay. There you are.
There you go.
Erica, you have 1 point, and you control the question.
All right, Erica. Who did Christian Slater say was his inspiration for his character in Heathers? Was it 1, Jack Nicholson? Was it 2, Warren Beatty? Was it 3, Jim Carrey in The Mask? Or 4, the communications officer in Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country?
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson, because
he sort of is like Jack Nicholson.
He sounds like Jack Nicholson when he speaks.
It's 2-2 for Erica. Nick, your turn.
Nick, what movie did Christian Slater play Jason Dean in? Is it 1, Leonard Part 6? Is it 2, Heathers? Is it 3, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot? Or was it 4, True Romance?
I know it's not True Romance because I love that movie. Heathers?
Heathers.
And Nick, you're in the game. That's a point. But now it's to Erica. She has 2. You could win this time, Erica.
Erica, we're switching to Kiss trivia. Erica?
Okay.
When Marvel Comics printed the first Kiss comic book featuring the members as superheroes, what was added to the ink as a publicity stunt? Was it 1, vials of blood from the band members? Was it 2, wombat juice? Was it 3, 2 bags of grass, 75 pellets of mescaline, 5 sheet of high-power blotter acid, a salt shaker half full of cocaine, a whole galaxy of multicolor uppers, downers, screamers, laughers, a quart of tequila, a quart of rum, case of beer, pint of raw ether, and 2 dozen amyls? Or 4, saliva from Gene Simmons' tongue?
Can you say the first 2 again, please?
Was it 1, vials of blood from the band members, or 2, wombat juice?
1.
That is correct, and you win the game, Erica. Nicely done. You're going to go see Steve Trevino. Isn't that exciting?
Congratulations, Erica.
Go, Erica.
All right.
My son wants to say hello. We listen to the show every morning.
All right, hello.
What's his name?
Hello.
Hello.
His name's Kai.
Thanks,
Hi,
Kai.
Kai.
Thank you.
Kai.
Way to go, Kai.
All right, let's put Erica on hold, and I've got to go remove some water from the bottom of the ocean.
Hang on, Erica. We'll tell you how to get your tickets.
Gail in Mapleton.
Mapleton?
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Says, I bet there's an On This Day for that in Mapleton.
Yes, there is. On this day, in 1987, Depeche Mode released Strange Love, the lead single from their 6th studio album, Music for the Masses. 1987.
Man.
All right. Well, let's begin. It is time for the Boner Recap.
Yes. Do we have somebody who's there, thinks
Yes,
they can do it?
let me see. It looks like Muna.
Muna, is that you?
Hi.
Hi, Muna.
Good morning.
Muna, we haven't heard from you in a long time. How are you?
I know. I am well. How are you?
Fine, thanks. Thanks for asking. And I know you care. I know you do. You really care.
I do.
Muna, are you driving?
I am.
Be careful.
Hands free though.
Okay.
Safe.
All right. Hands free, huh? That's great.
Keep your hands on the wheel.
You start steering with your knees?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Muna, I'm going to read these 3 boner candidates. And if you tell me which one is the winner, you will get what, Gina?
Tickets to LCD Sound System August 12th at the Sandy Amphitheater.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Muna, Here we go. Did you hear them earlier?
I did.
Okay, you'll get it.
I am every morning.
All right. Boner candidate number 1 was 2 boner candidates for the price of 1. An orthopedic surgeon in New Zealand fined $10,000 after taking and sharing a photo of a swastika tattoo located on a comatose patient's penis. Both of those people are boner candidates, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
Boner candidate number 2. Hey, those barrels of crap, those are our gift to you. A couple of Swedish chefs who built this nature preserve out in the forest in Sweden. And they were eco-warriors, they said. And everything was, was just so ecologically sound and environmentally friendly. Well, when the tax collectors came to get some money, they said they left. They split. They ran away, leaving behind several barrels, 150 as a matter of fact, barrels of human waste. Yeah. And then boner candidate number 3, I wasn't the first one to say it. Joe Ellis is a helicopter pilot in the Virginia Army National Guard. She is transgender, and this right-wing blogger and he does all kinds of things on X. His name is Wallace. He said she was the one flying the helicopter that crashed into the plane over the Potomac, and 67 people were killed. That was her, that transgender pilot. No, it wasn't. She's very much alive, and she posted a video saying, "Look, I'm very much alive, but she's suing him because she's now getting all kinds of right-wing death threats, and she's had to hire security. Just a terrible thing to do."
Yep.
So, Muna, which one of those candidates was the winner?
Very deservedly so, number 3.
Yes.
You are absolutely correct,
Indeed.
Muna.
Yes.
And once again, you are a winner. You have always been a winner in our book, and you are still a winner, and you will continue to reign as a winner. Just hold on the line, Muna, and Katie will tell you how to get your prize.
There
Okay.
All right.
I went to see Alton Brown on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
He's the Food Network guy, and his shows, Serious Eats.
Good Eats.
He always is it Good Eats, not Serious? Good Eats.
Yeah.
Yeah. He always did little sketches and things like that. While he liked to explain the science of food and how things are cooked. And it was a pretty entertaining show, I have to say. They had an intermission. It started out a little slow, I thought, but he picked up. He's quite good. But to do a 2-hour one-man show, that's really hard. And he'd done one earlier in the day. He did a matinee, and then he did the evening performance. And it was packed. The place was sold out.
Oh,
so
except for yours, because you got your ticket free.
That's still sold out. Every seat was occupied, and my family, me and 3 other people, occupied those seats. And yes, I did get them for free because, well, I have connections, and I'm not afraid to ask for them. But it was really fun. You know, it was kind of just fun to be with. We hardly ever do anything as a family anymore. So the four of us doing that.
A group activity?
Yeah, we went to dinner first.
Where'd you go to dinner?
We went to Manoli's and had, high-class Greek food, and then went to the show. And
That's a nice night out.
yeah, it was nice. And Elton, I would, if you ever get a chance to see him, although I think he says this is his last tour. He's not going to do it anymore. But he's, and this is a long tour, too. He's going to, like, at least 20 states, I think.
Really?
20 different states. And
make that money.
Yeah. But I wonder, there's quite a lot of production in it, too.
Mm-hmm.
Toward the end of the show, he does this whole thing about his uncle who invented this steam-powered hot dog machine. And he found the plans for it, and he built this steam-powered hot dog machine that cooks hot dogs. I forget how many it was, 50 or 100 hot dogs at once.
And then did he pass them out?
Yes.
Did you get one?
No.
Oh.
He had 4 audience members come up and help, and it was kind of a competition. And there's this big chamber where the hot dogs are steamed, and then they fall out, and there are camera stations, so you can kind of see what's going on. And the hot dogs fall out onto a swirling disc, and the 2 volunteers had to pick them up and put them in buns that were going around on a circular wheel, like a Ferris wheel. And they had to put the hot dogs on the buns, and when all of them get filled up, then they get dropped down onto a conveyor belt, and then the other 2 volunteers had to squirt condiments on them, and then 2 other volunteers had to put them in boxes and box them up.
Okay.
And it was a competition between every city he's been to see how quickly you can do it. And I think those guys did it in 3 minutes and 40 seconds or something like that.
How many hot dogs?
Oh, geez, it was 50 I don't know. I can't remember how many it was. It was a lot of hot dogs.
Okay.
It was 2, 4, 6 big white boxes full of hot dogs. And but the matinee audience was faster than the evening audience. That's because we were liquored up, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Full of Greek food.
Yeah. And but Salt Lake was I think of all the cities he's been to, the matinee audience was second fastest of all the cities he's been to. And the evening performance is still in the top 10. So. And then, then the guys who were doing it bring the hot dogs out into the audience and pass them around.
But you didn't get one.
No, I didn't. I really didn't want one.
I
had Greek food.
That would be the hard part about seeing Alton, because my guess is you're hungry watching him talk about food for 2 hours.
Well, now I want a hot dog.
Yeah.
They
look pretty good.
All I can think of is that I want a hot dog now.
Well, you should have one. Stop by and
get yourself a hot dog on your way to Quick Quack Car Wash, Carrie.
Yeah. Okay.
There's got to be a good hot dog place. Just go. You can get a Bahama Mama at the Maverick.
Yeah,
they're pretty good.
Somebody said they were there for the matinees. 80 hot dogs.
It's 80.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of damn hot dogs.
A lot of hot dogs
in 3.5 minutes. That's a lot of hot dogs.
Mm-hmm. All right. We will take a break. We will be back after these with some big boy news and a Pinuendo. Stand.
Sure. Well,
I'll take a list.
I have 2 of them. One of them is 10 laws Americans break every day without realizing it.
You're going to try to tell me speeding is a law.
You know what? I bet I break every one of them.
Or I have 10 things gynecologists wish you'd stop doing at your checkup.
Wish that they'd stop doing it.
You know what? I bet I do every one of those at my checkup. I bet I do.
So this is the gynecologist wants you to stop
doing this.
This when you visit them.
Let's do that list because I bet I do all of them.
Okay.
I'm curious.
Okay. Number 1 is lying
Radio
about.
from Hell with another list because people love a good list. X96.
Carrie's gyno curious.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Number 1 is lying about your sexual history.
Yeah.
You're only hurting yourself.
I do
there.
that.
If you.
So you should tell the gynecologist.
Be honest about,
I told them I don't remember how many.
I mean, they need to know that, or if you've possibly had any sexually transmitted infections, or
Not since high school.
how many partners you've had.
I don't remember.
Maybe you're into some risky behavior. You can and should tell your doctor these things.
I've heard it all.
All right.
Though it's rare, if you're pregnant and having a baby, you can pass some of these things
That does
along to
happen.
them if they don't know about it.
I want to get to the rest of them here. What else should I be telling or not telling my gynecologist?
Feeling embarrassed about your body. Bill, don't feel embarrassed about your body.
Well, she always says, you don't have the right parts to be here, and it is kind of embarrassing.
But it's funny. When you go to the gynecologist, like women think about things like, oh, I didn't shave my legs.
Mm-hmm.
Or I wore the ugly underwear today.
I haven't bathed in a month.
Well, that,
I mean, that's a courteous.
that's something you cook.
That's a courteous thing.
Okay.
And when you get undressed at the gynecologist, every woman does this. You take your bra and your panties and you hide them under your other clothes on the chair.
I do that.
Yeah, Katie's nodding her head. Yeah.
You hide it. No,
because
they're going to see you naked, but you hide.
There are notorious bra and panty thieves that prowl gynecologists' offices.
I've been stealing bras and panties from the gynecologist's office for years. I'm rich.
There you go.
Number 3, rescheduling your appointment due to menstruation. Now that I would think I would think that they would not want you to come in.
I don't get the menzies anymore.
It's kind of nice, isn't it? I don't get it anymore either. But I this one I was surprised by. They're like, no, it's if
like,
you
no, come on in.
Yeah, come on in.
I guess they're equipped for that kind of thing.
In some ways, it's good for us to see what's happening there. Fibbing about your use of alcohol, cigarettes, or drugs. Now that goes for any doctor, I think, when they're like,
Sure.
how many times a week do you drink? How many?
None of your business.
Your doctor needs to know.
I'm
these
sorry.
things. Not telling them all of the medications or supplements you take. I sometimes forget when they're like over-the-counter stuff, and you're like, oh, do vitamins count as that kind of stuff? And
Do they want to know the vitamins?
I guess they do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, but by the way, go back to the drugs and alcohol.
Yes.
My doctor I don't have to tell him. He can just look at me.
Tell how many drugs and alcohol. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Agreeing to an examination you don't want. Checkup at the gynecologist may involve an internal exam or a breast exam, which may be uncomfortable for people. And they're saying if you are uncomfortable with it, you should tell your doctor. You don't.
Okay.
But really, get comfortable with it because they need to check these things.
Well, I hate it when they smash my boobs, though.
It's not comfortable.
No.
Although declining important testing or screening, like Bill doesn't like getting his mammograms.
No.
You need to do it anyway.
Okay.
You need to get tested for cervical cancer. That one is not fun, I know.
Yeah, no, it isn't.
A test or cervical cancer?
Either one.
Well,
okay.
the test is very uncomfortable.
All right, 9:19. Let's get to some big boy news and opinioendo. Brought to you by...
For a limited time, save up to $100 on select tires at your locally owned and operated Big O Tire.
Thank you.
Now, Gina, you always claim that they never survey you. They never ask
I never
you.
get polled.
Well, you did this time. I know you did. Because it says here, a new study published in the Journal of Food Quality and Preference found that your typical carnivore, people who eat meat, hate vegans.
I don't hate vegans. I don't understand them, but I don't hate them.
You were surveyed, and I know you said, I hate those vegans. I hate them. And Carrie, a story for you.
Oh, okay.
Bonobos.
Yes, monkeys.
They're monkeys.
Or socks.
I think they're apes, aren't they?
If they have a tail, then they're monkeys.
Right. Bonobos form vocal combinations that reflect structured meaning, suggesting that language-like traits evolved millions of years ago. Bonobos are our closest living relatives, and they produce intricate and meaningful call combinations that resemble how humans combine words. In a new study, researchers from the University of Zurich and Harvard University challenge long-standing beliefs about the uniqueness of human language. Their findings suggest that some core features of language may have deep evolutionary roots. Bonobos put together complicated, complex sentences, if you will, by their sounds.
What do they think about vegans?
They haven't been surveyed
Well,
yet.
they can talk.
Nobody's polled them yet.
When you eat whatever animal that you're eating, you are ingesting that karma, that energy, the pain that it felt before it died.
Rami Malek and Emma Corrin are splitting up. They're no longer together. They realize that they look too much alike.
I didn't even know they were together. That's interesting.
They were standing in front of a mirror and they went, oh God, we look too much
really
alike. We're not.
Kinda, yeah.
We better split. Long before Bill Hader was a Saturday Night Live icon and a winner of an Emmy for Barry, he worked at a movie theater selling tickets. Didn't go so well.
No.
Appearing on Netflix's Everybody's Live with John Mulaney, Hader told a story of how a movie theater once fired him for getting revenge on a group of bratty sorority girls by spoiling the ending of Titanic for them. I got fired from a movie theater for ruining the end of Titanic, he said. I was working in the theater and Titanic hadn't come out yet. And a sorority had bought out the movie theater and they were in the doorway and I was going, hey guys, can you guys just move for me, please? Just move. And they were making fun of me. They said I looked like Charles Manson, which I guess I kind of did. I had a little bow tie on and a cummerbund, and I was like, hey, guys, please move. And they were like, no. So when they went in, as I tore the tickets, I was like, enjoy the movie. You know, the boat sinks at the end and Leo dies.
Whoa.
And they were like, no, he doesn't. And I go, yeah, you think he's asleep, but he's frozen. And he said that showed him.
I was going to say the boat sinks, you can say that.
Yeah.
But, when you,
Leo dying, you should.
Leo dying, that was,
Congratulations are in order. Mick Jagger and his longtime partner, Melanie Hamrick, are engaged. Hamrick confirmed to the Paris Match, revealing that the Rolling Stones frontman has been her fiancé for 2 or 3 years, actually. On the topic of marriage, she shared,
waiting for?
Maybe one day we'll marry, maybe not. We are so happy in our current life that I would be too afraid to change anything. Jagger and Hamrick, she is a former ballerina and choreographer at the American Ballet Theater, have been together since 2014. She said their love was a slow burn, as Jagger was still dating the late model Loren Scott when they met in Japan.
She's from Roy.
Yeah, Loren Scott, she's the woman who died by suicide. The Stones and Jagger I think they were split by that time, but he was devastated by that, by her loss. But he says, she said, we didn't exchange phone numbers or anything at that time. I wasn't in a relationship, but he was. But Melanie Hamrick and Mick Jagger share an 8-year-old son. The son's name is Devereaux Octavian Basil Jagger.
Wait, you're cursing that kid to filling out forms his whole life.
Yep.
I think it's just people will just call him Dev, I'm sure.
Yeah, but when you fill out the form, he's got to write the whole thing.
Yep.
Queen guitarist Brian May made a surprise appearance at Coachella 2025, performing Bohemian Rhapsody with singer Benson Boone. As a choir sang the song's opening lines, Boone, wearing a regal cape over one of his distinctive sequined spandex ensembles. He's a guy who shouldn't have a mustache.
Yeah.
God.
The standalone mustache is
very seldom should anyone have one.
It's coming back, and it shouldn't.
He began to play the classic tune before flipping off the instrument, another of his trademark moves, midway through the song. While singing the iconic lyrics made famous by Freddie Mercury, Boone approached Bohemian Rhapsody's climactic guitar solo center point, and as he did, Brian May rose from underneath the stage on a like an elevator, and started playing the guitar.
Benson Boone is almost a Utah.
Is he?
Almost a Utah?
Well, he was Mormon, not anymore,
Okay.
and he went to BYU, Idaho, so very close.
He's close enough.
And he's the musical guest next week, or this week for...
with, who's hosting?
I forget her name.
Is it Quinta
Quinta,
Brunson?
yeah.
Quinta Brunson. Oh, yeah.
I haven't really heard Benson Boone. Is he okay? Is he
He's
good?
fine. He's just he's
Just
the
sings pop songs.
Okay.
Green Day at Coachella, performing with the Go-Go's.
Yeah.
Oh,
it made me happy.
What did they do?
Did Head Over Heels.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
And Billy Joe is so adorable. Like, you can tell he's like, I can't believe I'm up here with the Go-Go's. Like, you're Billy Joe Armstrong. He's like, yeah, but I can't believe I'm up here with the Go-Go's.
Let's see. And the Misfits were there. And it said the original lineup of the Misfits ripped through a 20-song set at Coachella. Just went, just without pause, just tore through it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. And the only thing bad about Coachella this year apparently is the food. It's way too expensive.
Well,
Not just the food. They also had horrible, like, hours and hours and hours lines getting in.
The Iconic Festival in Indio, California, it attracts more than 100,000 people each year. But, and I mean, it was Lady Gaga, Charlie XCX, Green Day, Post Malone, all of that. But so far the guests have said it's been great, except the food is way too expensive. One woman said, I'm starving, so let's go eat tacos. And she filmed herself doing this. Says, while I wait for the tacos, I got a lemonade. That was $17.
Whoa.
For the lemonade. It was mostly ice, but it was good. And then they show the tacos for $102.
What?
It's like 4 tacos.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right
and
now.
And a little plate of nachos. And that might include the $17 lemonade. But that food, 4 tacos, looks like that's nachos, I think.
Even Disneyland is reasonable compared to that.
$102, geez. And it said they're not really very good. The tortillas were freezing cold.
Yeah, they don't look good.
No, they do not. And the general admission, to how much if you want to go to the whole.
Oh, I'm sure it was
$600.
$600, huh?
Yeah, for general admission, and then you have to pay all that money for food. Ridiculous. Let's see. Speaking of Saturday Night Live, Amy Lou Wood is calling out Saturday Night Live's recent portrayal of her White Lotus character. The episode had a sketch parroting the White Lotus called the White POTUS.
It was very fun. I understand why she's upset, but that whole bit was so well done.
It depicted President Trump and other politicians attempting to escape America's tariff policies by fleeing to an international resort. John Hamm plays Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and says, what if we took all of the fluoride out of the drinking water? What would that do to people's teeth? And then cast member Shara Sherman, portraying Amy's character Chelsea, said, fluoride, what's that? And she was wearing these gigantic prosthetic teeth and imitating the Manchester accent. Amy did not take kindly to her portrayal in the sketch, calling the moment mean and unfunny.
And I guess Saturday Night Live,
they apologized.
Yeah,
but that whole bit was so well done.
It was so spot on.
Yeah.
It was just terrific.
And they had a bunch of cameos in.
At John Hamm, they had what's her name, Scarlett Johansson.
They got her to come in, and they brought back what's his name, who plays Eric, who was a regular cast member who wasn't there anymore,
and the guy that used to play Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
And the Beck Bennett.
Yeah,
Beck Bennett. Yeah.
Unclaimed baggage, things that get left behind in airports. Some of the things that they find in suitcases that are never picked up. I think they do about a 90-day search for owners, and then they take the items and they put them out for sale. In the past year, some of the odd things they found: freeze-dried chicken foot, a script from the 1985 film The Goonies.
Oh, that's where I left it.
A glass eye, a toilet seat, an uncut sheet of $2 bills, an Ice Spice Chia Pet.
The toilet seat was Madonna's.
Was it?
She very famously
right.
tours with, and she has them replace the toilet seat.
She
like
brings
in a
her own
hotel.
toilet
She
seat, yeah.
brings her own.
All right.
Cuckoo clock, silicone belly, pregnancy belly, a cherry-shaped toilet brush, a cheery-shaped.
Apparently, there is an unclaimed baggage store in Scottsboro, Alabama.
Yeah, I
where you
saw a
can
TV report on
go
that a
and
long
buy
time
that
ago.
stuff. I
Yeah.
guess. Weather?
46 right now, going to get up to a high of 66 and sunny today. Overnight low 44. Tomorrow 74. Wednesday 76. That's just ahead of our next showers that are possible. Pretty good chance of that Wednesday night into Thursday, it looks like.
Listen to Radio
Now, do we have the best question of the week selected?
Well, I have a couple here, so let's see.
Okay.
You can send us a question,
Mhm.
radiofromhell@x96.com. Just put best question of the week in the subject line. It can be about anything. You know, you've always wanted to ask us something, send it to us. Sometimes we have prizes, not today, but sometimes we have prizes. Let's see. This question comes to us from Blaine of Ogden. Blaine says, did your spouses share your taste in music, TV, and hobbies when you met them? And if not, have you corrupted them to your side, or did they corrupt you? Thanks for letting me listen.
Yeah, my wife and I had the same taste in popular music. My wife is very into classical music and opera as well, though, and I'm not so much. I like classical music, okay. Opera's a little too much for me. And then when it comes, but the other stuff, TV, my wife did not watch a lot of TV. Didn't care for TV that much. Now we watch a lot of TV. And we...
What about hobbies?
I don't think we have any. My butterfly collection, of course. No, I don't really have any hobbies. Nah. Drinking, maybe. Drinking.
My husband, when we were dating, had a TV, but it was not hooked up to anything.
It just was there.
I mean, I take that back. He had a DVD player, and so he would rent movies, but he did not watch any TV at all.
Did he get rid of his porn collection before?
He did not have a porn collection.
Okay.
So I've brought him along to a little bit of TV. We have one show at a time. We have 1 hour of TV. Basically, we watch, and that's it.
But he hasn't brought you along in eating at all.
Well, food wasn't part of this.
He
has brought me along. I eat broccoli now. I eat fish. I eat all kinds of things that I didn't eat before.
Okay.
So he got
and
me.
Those are two of them.
That is something that happened with my wife and I, is that we were both kind of picky eaters when we met.
Picky in what way?
It just, we had a restricted...
Not very adventurous.
Not adventurous, and that changed.
That surprises me about her. I thought she brought you along.
Well, we both kind of pulled each other along that way.
I remember when I first was working with Carrie, it was fried food only, almost.
As far as shows go, she used to indulge me a little bit more.
She doesn't tolerate things
Not
now?
so much anymore now. I remember when the Star Wars films were re-released in theaters, she said, I've never seen the first one all the way through. And I said, what do you mean all the way through? And she said, well, I keep falling asleep.
The first Star Wars movie she fell asleep in?
Did not interest her.
Let's see. Oh, Sue's disputing this. I've never been a picky eater. I would eat food and then ask, what was that?
Oh, that's something I would never do. I need to have all the information before it goes in my mouth.
She just had a limit. There was not a lot of options presented to her growing up.
Could be. Maybe I'm misremembering.
Is that what I'm?
But she used to indulge me on shows. She would go to see, like the Star Trek movies with me and all that, and she'd even watch the Marvel movies with me, but not so much anymore.
Well, once she locked that down, Carrie, once you guys got married...
This has just been in the past 5 years.
Oh, okay.
5 or 6 years. She's went, no.
I don't have to do that anymore.
I'm not interested. No, don't have to. And musically, she's always been into classic rock, as far as I remember. She's always had the taste of a 70-year-old white male.
All right, we have guests in the studio. We have Dan and Jason, and they are from Get Med Card. And then Lucy is also with us. She is with Wholesome.co. Let's start with, let's start with either Dan or Jason. Talk about the card and all of that, how you get it.
Well, it's an easy process. So we like to tell everybody, if you're a little bit cannabis curious and you're interested in plant-based medicine, you could call us at 833-420-4207 or go to getmedcard.co. But it's an easy process. So if you come in and meet with one of our providers, we'll get you hooked up. It takes about 10, 15 minutes to get your card, and you're off to the pharmacy. It's pretty much that easy.
And you have an event where people can come and find out more about it and get a card there as well, right?
Correct. This Sunday, 420 at Wholesome Co.
Oh, I get it.
We'll be there live, helping people get their medical card and showing them how to access medical cannabis.
And tell us about Wholesome Co., Lucy.
So Wholesome Co. is the...
Get real close to the mic there.
So Wholesome Co. is the best medical cannabis pharmacy in Utah. We are located in Bountiful, and we've joined forces with several clinics, including Get Med Card, to facilitate the process for patients who are curious about getting their cards, because it has been pretty difficult to get through.
I have one. I think it's expired, but when I did this, I had to go through my physician.
Yeah, what is the process of getting the card? How do you do that?
Great question. So you come and meet with a provider. That takes about 10, 15 minutes, and you get your card that way. So while you could go to your private physician and do this at any time, we have 15 providers in Utah that do that for you. So you come and meet with one of our providers, they certify you, and that's it.
Now, and do they? It seems to me they expire pretty regularly, pretty quickly. Is that right?
Actually, not anymore. So when the program first started, you had to renew it every 3 months, every 6 months.
Yeah, I think it was 3 months.
Yeah, I remember when you signed up for it, because we were saying, boy, that's going to be inconvenient.
And it was.
Yes.
It was very inconvenient.
And expensive.
Expensive.
And that's why I think mine is expired again.
Well, we got to get that renewed for you.
Okay. Well, so now is it forever?
It's a 12-month certification, so you don't have to come back every 6 months and do it. So it's 12 months now. A little easier.
And the website, as I recall, do you have to use the website that, I forget what it's called. It was kind of complicated as well.
Oh, the EVS?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You still do.
You still go through the EVS.
It's true.
The first time you do it, it's go, what? What do you, huh? But then,
I bet you guys will help people with that, though, right?
We absolutely do. So that's an important part of the process, too.
So the best thing to do is either go to getmedcard.co or come to this event and tell us where exactly Wholesome is.
Wholesome is located in Bountiful, and we're going to be starting the patient drives this
Bountiful's
Thursday.
a big place. Where in Bountiful?
Well,
you have the
right
address?
next to Costco.
I believe it's 580 West 100 North.
You
Does
are
that help?
correct. So we're
Okay.
right next to Bountiful. We're right next to Costco, excuse me, in Bountiful. So we're right by the freeway. You can't miss it.
Yeah, and it's Wholesome Co., and it'll be on Sunday, 420, from noon to 2. And that, to me, it seems that's the easiest way to get your card and
Sounds
see
like
what a dispensary looks like,
Right.
what it's like.
And we're actually starting at 10 a.m. and going until 6 p.m. So if you've been considering, you should come by. The patient drives start Thursday, same time, 10 to 6, and they go until Sunday, 10 to 6.
Okay. And all this information would be available at getmedcard.co or
wholesome.co/events.
Okay. All right. I think we got it covered. If you've been wanting to get a medical cannabis card, this is the way to do it. And it looks like you have merch too, like cool hats and jackets and stuff too. Right?
Yeah.
Can you get that stuff?
You can. If you
Okay.
want.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. Thanks,
Bill
you
likes
guys.
merch.
Thank
I
you.
like merch. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks,
All right.
you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, you guys. All right.
Thanks for having us.
We're going to take a break, play a song, and crawl towards the exits after these. Zero Res, Gina.
Oh, I love Zero Res. I have them over probably more often than I should, but I like a clean house. And you should probably get yours done. Not just your carpets, your upholstery, your air ducts, all of that Zero Res can take care of. They have their patented technology, get your carpets insanely clean without the use of detergents or harsh chemicals. That helps them stay cleaner longer, and it is safe for you, your kids, your pets, because they aren't using those chemicals. When they traditionally have had those carpet cleaners that use detergents.
Ugh.
It gets stuck. You can't get it all out of the
And it's
carpet.
crunchy.
And it's
And it
crunchy.
smells bad.
Smells bad, and it takes a long time to dry. Not with Zero Res. All of that goes out. But if for any reason you're unsatisfied, they'll come back within 30 days and make it right for you. They've got a special going on right now. Get 3 rims clean for $119 plus a hallway free when you mention X96. Couple ways to make your appointment. You can call 866-0RES or go online at zerores.com. That's zerores.com to schedule your told you a nauseating story about how wonderful my husband is.
I just when you mentioned this off the air, I thought, oh, I can't wait to hear this about how perfect something is.
So when my husband was 18, his mom, for Christmas, gave him a couple of $100 and a bunch of magazines on investing.
Investing.
Like, you're 18 now. I'm going to give you a little bit of money, and you're going to learn how to invest in the stock market.
Oh, okay.
This is a good way to jumpstart you learning how to do this. And this story has been lore in our family for a while. We've talked about it a lot because that stock that he bought with that money he gave him, he still owns today.
Really? What is it in?
Oh, it's a
tobacco, isn't it?
Yeah,
Cigarette company.
Yep, cigarette company.
Yeah.
So now Jonesy, my daughter, is 18, and she said to her dad the other day, "I want you to teach me about finances.
Oh, nice.
I too would like to learn the secrets." And she said that a few days ago. So Monday night, my husband, after walking to the grocery store, buying the groceries, coming home and cooking the dinner which was, I had offhandedly asked him a while ago to recreate a meal that I had in Florence when I went there. So he's shopping.
Okay.
He's making this.
He's walking to the
grocery store. He's making me this meal that I have requested.
It was a hamburger, wasn't it?
No, it was a butter chicken dish. So he's cooked that. We've eaten dinner, and after dinner he says, "Okay, kids, you're not excused from the table yet."
Uh-oh.
And he has a piece of paper in front of him, and it's a
Yes, Father.
It's a syllabus for finance class.
Okay.
For the kids, and it has then there's a name of the class, and the title of the class is "Finance: A Lifelong Journey."
A lifelong journey.
And he has like bullet points. It's like instead of my daughter saying, "Hey, I kind of am curious. I got some money on how to."
Dad, remind me to never ask you anything again.
No, they were into it.
Well, of course they were.
Well, watch.
Because not only is your husband perfect, but so are your kids.
You're gonna hate this. So my husband
More than I do now?
Yes. So my husband starts with a quote that he said, "My dad told me this when I was younger," and that's as far as he got into it. And my daughter pulls out her phone, and he said, "We're not going to be on our phones while we're doing this." And she said, "No, I have a file in my notes on the phone, and the file is called Quotes from Dad." And this isn't quotes that like she keeps track of because she thinks they're funny. Like she has
They're inspirational.
They're inspirational.
Wow.
Remind me in the next break to tell you what a crappy father I am.
No, Bill, if it makes you feel any better, I am a crappy mother because I didn't walk to the store or cook the dinner or prepare the finance class. And I'm just sitting there drinking wine, contributing nothing.
All of my children are woeful underachievers who have no money.
And everyone texting in is asking the same question that I'm going to ask is, can I join
You
this
want to
class?
come to class?
Because, yeah. 'cause
Finance class?
Yeah.
I have no idea how to do any of that. That's why I have a guy.
Yeah.
And I say, I trust you. You go ahead.
But my husband's point would be, he has a guy too, but you should trust him totally.
But Gina, the thing is, when my guy says, "This is what I'm doing, and here's why I'm doing it, and here's how you do it, and da 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 da," and I sit there and I go, and I have no idea
No
what he's
idea.
talking about. And
You
I
do
could
it.
I could sit in your husband's class
Mhm.
with your children who are smarter than I am, and I would go, and not understand a single thing he was saying.
I can't tell you how much I love that my daughter on her phone has a. She doesn't have she doesn't have me quotes.
Well,
well, of course not.
She should have a list of your sign-offs. I would think.
She should have a list of the dumb things you've done. I would like one of those quotes.
Yeah,
a
what
day.
is in?
I would like some of
what
those
is in
quotes.
this file at least?
Yeah.
I'll ask her today to show me.
To
'cause
show-
I
yeah,
didn't-
'cause
I didn't see it, but
Maybe you could share one a day with us.
Yeah.
It might elevate our lives
It might.
somehow to the level of yours.
Mm-hmm.
But so his quote that she wrote down that night was why it's important to get a good education.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you have it, nobody can take that from you. If you have money, money can be taken from you. You can lose things. That education is in your head and it's yours, and you have it no matter what.
Well, a guy with a gun could take it.
I will ask Jonesy to show me the quotes today.
Yes, we need this.
We need the.
Who deserves a milk dad?
That's one of them. That's one of it.
Do you want to tell your hitchhiking story here, Bill?
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Well,
I mean,
or not.
It's, so I brought it up, and I'm sure I've told it before. I used to hitchhike a lot, and mostly I would just hitchhike around town. And I hitchhiked, from my girlfriend lived in North Ogden, extremely far away from me. No car, hitchhike.
And how? And this was more common back then. People, wasn't it?
I don't. Hitchhiking used to be really common. When I was doing it in Ogden, I don't recall seeing anybody else doing it.
Now, would you get into any car that pulled over, or would you
Pretty
ever
much.
be like,
Yeah.
No, never mind, I'm good.
No,
Well, hitchhiking was fine until Ted Bundy ruined it.
Well, and I never really had much problem, and I continued to hitchhike after this actually, but not in Ogden. So a car pulls over. I was up on Harrison Boulevard. Yeah.
So we have a garage fridge.
Fridge in the garage.
Fridge in the garage. And usually the way you get a garage fridge is you get a new fridge for the house and you move the old one
usually,
to the garage.
My mother had the Philco refrigerator that we had when I was a little kid. She had that in the garage. It was still working.
Well, Joe learned that, my husband, that there are actual refrigerators
meant for the garage.
And here's why.
Okay.
Especially up in Huntsville at the farm.
Well, yes.
It gets really, really cold. And a traditional refrigerator that is meant for your kitchen is used to operating between, I don't know what the temperature range is, but a normal temperature range.
That's why my garage fridge is weird.
Yes. Because
how is it weird?
Well, because they will shut off.
Yeah.
Because it's cold. And you think, well, that's fine. But what happens is it can get warm inside.
Yes. And there are sections where it's, cold and not cold and,
So Costco has a garage. It's made specifically for
the
extreme temperatures like that. And so we just had one delivered up at the farm. And I'm so glad because Joe gave me a beef update. You know how we're working through the beef.
And I'm willing to help.
Well, because I think you might have to because so we bought half a cow.
Yeah.
Here, and you know that Joe has a spreadsheet.
You know which half you bought?
The left, I think. Okay. Where he keeps track of what we have. So here's what we have right now. 51 pounds of ground beef.
Wow.
1 brisket, 1 tri-tip, 2 chuck roasts.
You got gypped on the brisket.
Well, we've eaten some. This is just what we have left. 2 packs of short ribs, 3 packs of stew meat, and 1 eye of round, which is probably going to be for chicken fried steak.
Okay.
So we have a lot of beef still, is what I'm saying. So if you guys want that, and that's where it's living in the garage fridge. So if you guys want some more,
you just want to give us a key to the garage?
just come get whatever you want when you want it.
Give me a key to the garage, and I'll help you out.
Okay,
there you
go up there.
But interesting. So
nothing I like better than free meat.
But just interesting that there's a specific. I didn't know there was such a thing.
I didn't know that either.
I don't. The only thing I think we just kept beer in it.
Well, yeah. So there's a fridge part where we have drinks, and then there's a freezer part where we're working through the beef.
I think what you need is a tap.
Just on the outside.
And have a beer tap in the garage.
Okay, well, let's do the promo and crawl towards the exits.
Well, all right.
All right.
This is another
coercion
promo.
While you,
I've got it.
You got it.
Yeah. Denver.
Yes, Daddy.
What's that you got hiding under your coat? Is that a chicken?
Oh, you caught me, Daddy. I'm just borrowing Cluck North for a little while. I'll have her back after the Minecraft movie.
Well, I suppose that's all right. Eggs are a healthy choice for a movie snack.
Radio from Hell, clucking awesome Tuesday morning here on X96.
This is extortion. Pure and simple extortion.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
Trying to make me do something.
Do you like Cluck Norris? I thought you'd like
I like
Cluck
Cluck.
Norris.
I like Cluck Norris. Yeah. All right. Just a quick reminder. I'm going to be in the Spanish Fork Salem area today at Quick Quack Car Wash. It is a fundraiser for the Segura family. So what the deal is between 4 and 7, it's free car washes. They would like you to make a donation with your car wash to the Segura family, who has had some medical bills and some other problems. I'll tell you more about it this afternoon because I'll be doing a remote there from 3 to 5.
It's a nice sunny day. Perfect day to get your car washed.
But they could use your help, and this is a way that Quick Quack is helping out. So it's at 44 West Summit Drive in Spanish Fork. You just take Main Street all the way through towards Salem, and it's like halfway there, and it's easy to spot. Look for us there. We'll be there from 3 to 5. The car washes from 4 to 7. All right? Okay. I'll tell you more about it this afternoon on the Todd Newcomb Show, I'm sure.
Okay.
Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Had enough of you, hot chocolate.
Artie Puffkin is next.